Hey, what's going on, people? How's everybody doing this evening with another crazy ass sister wives tell all underneath the damn? What the? Oh, see, I was doing good, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I was doing so good when it's watching so far. Oh, I see some ones. Thank you guys so much. I didn't even ask. I told you I was coming in hot. I was doing so good, y'all. I was doing good. I was watching it. And I was like, I was not mad. I was like, okay, stupid shit is being said, but okay, fine. I can handle it. It's all right. It is what it is. Not a big deal. Not frustrated at all. Then Cody said something ridiculous, redonkulous. So, okay, this is going to be something I'm probably going to wind up talking about. I'll make a video about it. Then it goes on. And I got to tell you right now, guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, I'm going to say something I don't think I've ever said on this channel before. And I hope you're ready for it. So if you're drinking something, I'm going to give you an opportunity to swallow it or whatever you need to do to pause. Give you a chance to, discard it or whatever. Because here it is. When push comes down to shove, rubber meets road, I 100% agree with Cody. Damn right, I said it. I agree with Cody. 100%. I agree with him. I think that Cody is 100% right. What am I talking about? Am I talking about Mary? No. Am I talking about his relationship with Christine? No. Am I talking about his relationship with Janelle? No. Am I talking about how he's sitting there acting like a big baby pooping pants on the damn stage with the hemorrhoid hero activities that he have going on? And I call him the hemorrhoid Hercules because this dude has the godlike power to be a pain in my ass. So what am I talking about? What do I mean when I say that this guy is right? What am I talking about? What I'm saying is he's 100% right. Don't TLC. From this point forward, don't make that man go back and tell stories about those three women. Don't have him go back and try to refresh any of his relationships and talk about how these relationships crumbled and fell apart and everything was going on. Don't do that. He's tired of it. Robin can't even look at the damn screen because she doesn't want to talk about clips and nothing. Her feelings is, I can't look at the screen. I don't know what's wrong with you. If I was getting paid what you was paying, show me another clip, G. What we got to watch? But if you don't want to be on the show, don't be on the show. And here's the thing, Coaches. If you're not watching the clips, if you're not discussing those three women, you just quit. You just quit. I'll give everybody a moment. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll challenge you. Put it in the chat. The little Cody supporters, the Robin supporters, put it in the chat. What was their storyline this year? What was their storyline this year? Without talking about any one of the OG3, don't talk about Mary, Christine, or Janelle, and don't talk about the OG13. Tell me what their storyline was in the chat. I guarantee you it'll be blank. If I sat here and waited for somebody to put some, that what they had was we got to watch the little girl get baptized, which ain't had nothing to do with nothing. That's like sitting there watching the stuff that they have for a storyline, point blank. The stuff that Robin and Cody have for a storyline is the reality show equivalent to filming somebody waking up out of bed, not even the excitement of the alarm going off, morning alarm, not even that shit. Oh, 5 more minutes, hit the snooze. Not even that. Wake up when their eyes pop open. Going downstairs, don't even brush their teeth because both of them talk shit, so their breath smell like hell. Okay, so they go downstairs, don't brush their teeth or nothing. They sit at the table, they pour a bowl of cereal and sit there and eat it. That's basically what their contribution to the show is. There's nothing you guys talk about. You don't say shit. You don't talk about nothing. You don't present. You are not contributing to this. Look, if I was on this show, I have some stuff where I talk on Monday morning. Monday got me stuttering. Got on my Monday morning motivational videos. I talk sometimes about employment and work experience, things like that. I had one video I talked about HR. I'll probably do some more where I talk about it. This is one of those situations where if you were working with Cody at your job, Cody and Robin are those assholes who show up, don't do nothing. And you are sitting there doing your job, you doing their job. They come in when they want to come in. They show up when they want to show up. They do what they want to do when they're there. Then they wind up leaving early, and then it just leaves you to finish up their job. That's what the OG3 are doing. They doing cleanup work. Everything we're talking about is stuff with them. And it's not just season 19. If we're going to be honest about it, we're going to be brutally honest about it. It's not just season 19. This goes back to season 18, season 17, season 16, season 15, so on and so forth. You can run it all the way back. There's been very few times when we've actually talked about anything dealing with Cody and Robin without it having to deal with the OG3. The only time we talk to Cody and Robin and they go to one of the confessionals is when they're sitting in the confessionals talking shit about one of those other women. And it's ironic to me, pardon my French, but it's going to probably, I have a feeling it's going to be one of them kind of nights, so I'm apologize in advance. I have a feeling that when rubber meets the road and we watch back, it's weird to me that they say, oh, they just sit around and talk trash about me and Robin even tonight. They just want to sit around and trash talk me. That's what they need to do is keep my name up out their mouth and then focus on their own relationships. Lady, you first. How about that? You first. You first. You stop talking about them, because if you stop talking about them, you don't have shit to say. If you stop talking about the OG3, your contribution to the show is less than what it is now, which is Jack and shit. And Jack just left town. So if we're going to be honest, and give Cody and Robin what they want, don't make them talk about the OG3 no more. Don't let them talk about the OG3. And second, they start, well, I'm not there because of my previous dad relationship. Shut the freak up. Shut up. Stop talking about your previous relationships. Don't want to discuss it. Because if you don't want to talk about it in total, if you want to sit there and try to mad dog, because you know what? People said it was a stare down competition. That wasn't no stare down competition. That was Cody's dumbass trying to mad dog Suki. He's trying to bully her. He's trying to intimidate her. He's trying to put himself in a situation where he's looking at her like she ain't shit, and he's doing her a favor by sitting on the couch and even gracing her with his presence and having a conversation with her. Mwah. So you should be kissing my entire ass because I'm sitting here talking to you about nothing. You're talking about nothing. And if we're going to be all the way honest, you know what I mean? If we're going to be all the way honest, what are they going to do? If you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. But if you don't talk about them, you won't have to leave the show. Let's keep it all the way a stack on top of that. Here's the funny thing. The reason why the OG3 can't talk about what's going on with their life, the reason why as Christine said in the first part of the tell-all when she was talking to David, she said, I'm tired of talking about Cody and Robin. That was 4 years ago. I've left 4 years ago. You know why, Christine? You know why you got to keep talking about David or Cody and Robin? You know why? Because if you don't talk about them, they have no place on the show. That's why you got to keep talking about them, Christine. If you don't talk about Cody and Robin and how Cody was an asshole and how Robin was part of the Mephisto organization coming up with the Legion of Dumbass Doom, if you don't talk about the two of them messing up the family or whatever and keep looking back, there is no show for them. They don't have a show. They don't have a show. They have no place on this show. Right now, they have no place on this show. You know what? I don't really understand. Like, at this point, I understand that Cody and Robin bring a lot of the drama to the show. But at the same time, what are we talking about? Because all the drama that they're bringing is stuff that has already happened. We're talking about, when you talk about the catfish, we're talking about season 8 or 9. Okay? The catfish incident happened, I think it was like the end of season 8 and the beginning of season 9 was like catfish. That was like 10 seasons ago. And we're still talking about it. This season was Look, I'm saying this as a creator because Cody wanted to shout out creators or shout out the internet folks, and I'm one of the internet people that I guess he's talking shit about. So I'm gonna put it where the ghost could get it. Like when push come down to shove, Cody, I'm gonna be honest. As a person who reviews the show, let me tell you something. If you look at any one of my contemporaries, any one of the people, YouTube people who reviews or discusses Sister Wives, when this show ends in 2 weeks, when this is over, this tell-all is over, people, I guarantee you, every channel is going to be doing pretty much the same fucking thing. Pardon my French. They're going to be doing the same thing. What are they going to be doing? We're going to go back and do a rewatch, and we got to go back to like season 1 or season 5 or season 8 where they had the catfish or when the divorces and stuff happened. We got to go back and do like a recall. But we'll do a thing where we might do, like, I have some stuff I want to say about like some of the things I've seen on the tell-all and how it compares to some things going on, socially or whatever. But aside from that, most people, I'm telling you right now what you're gonna see. What it's gonna be. It's gonna be us keep going back. You know why we can't discuss season 19? Technically, when season 19 is over, as a content creator, a little inside baseball, we should be talking about season 19 and what happened in this season. We should be talking about what happened in season 19. Last year, season 18, when Janelle left, we should be talking about season 18 at most. Like the furthest back we should go is maybe season 16, talking about Christine leaving, and 17 when she was actually gone, 18 when Janelle left, 19 when Mary left. And then now that they're closing up, in season 20 is going to be them closing up Coyote Pass. But throughout those seasons, they haven't talked about anything. And because they're trying to keep Cody and Robin relevant, they can't even talk about what any of the OG3 are doing now and how they're proceeding now. Everything that they talk about has to draw back to something that happened way back when that involves Cody and Robin. They don't have enough contact with the two of them for there really to be a show that involves the 5 of them, which is why they need to just initiate the spinoffs. The last season should be season 20. That's the round off. It's a nice round damn number, and it's the season that's going to kick off the spinoff shows. And why do I think here's my suspicion, and I'm probably wrong, but here's my suspicion on the whole thing. I genuinely think that part of the reason why Robin is sitting there pissed off and part of the reason why Cody is so combative, it's not just the fact that Suki is pushing back and yay on Suki, because Suki's been, I told y'all, they got rid of them last producers and Suki's ass off the chain now. She's saying all kinds of wild shit to Cody. She's pushing back hard on Cody and Cody can't take it. Okay. But what I have noticed is that he did not once threaten to get up off that couch. Oh, I'm not going to talk to you then. Trying to be cute, didn't work. Then he tries to threaten her, didn't work. Then he tried to ignore her, didn't work. She put Suki on his neck, okay? And here's the thing. I think that his attitude and her attitude very well may be from the news. And this is just my suspicion. I haven't heard anything to verify it, so please don't take this as gospel. My suspicion is that Christine, Janelle, and possibly Barry have already been notified that they will be getting a spinoff show and they will start filming that show. Because here's the secret to the sauce. If they have a show that they're going to roll out, they have to start filming it now. If they have a season 20, like season 20 should be pretty much wrapped or about to be wrapped now, currently. And if they want to roll right after season 20 is over, they have to almost immediately start shooting those spinoff shows to get them off the ground, because no sooner than Sister Wives ends, they want to roll right into the spinoff shows. That's the way TLC does it. Anybody who ever watched, like, I know some of you guys don't watch 90 Day Fiance, but that's how they do 90 Day Fiance on this same network. And that has tons of spinoffs. So when you see the one relationship end, it's like, okay, 90 Day Fiance ends. Then it's Happily Ever After. And then some of the people from 90 Day Fiance who you were questioning, are they still going to be together? They're on Happily Ever After. They had a couple, was it Rob and Sophie? It was an American guy and a British girl, a British woman. They got married on 90 Day Fiance. They did Happily Ever After right after that. And then they went right into Last Resort, where they went for therapy to try to keep their relationship together. And now Rob is basically on Single Life, the hunt for love. So the whole time they've been filming, he's been filming the whole time. And that's the way they do it. Love After Lockup, same thing. They do the same thing. That's on the We Network. So I'm telling you, if they do have their own show, they've already started filming for their show. Or if they haven't started filming, they have to secure their contracts and get their contracts negotiated, in which case Robin and Cody would have been notified that, oh yeah, we're no longer going to be filming Sister Wives. That will be coming to a close. And so they would be sitting there knowing that they're about to get fired. And I think that would explain why they're so pissed off and why they acting the way they are. I'm not looking at no damn monitor. I ain't looking at this. I ain't talking about nobody in the past. This is ridiculous. I'm done talking about them. I don't want to talk about them no more. I'm mad because I'm giving them shine, and now they got their own show, and I ain't got nothing. So I think that might very well be the case. Let me know if you guys think that could be it. You know what I mean? Because there's no way in the world that they could, like, because I guarantee you, let me just put it this way. I guarantee you, with the way production works, if this show ends on season 20, and to be honest with you, this is what I've been saying now for a little bit. I said it back in season 18. I don't know what they're going to be talking about, because they really have zero reason to be in touch with each other. And perfect example with Janelle, what she said tonight. She said directly, I don't really have any need or desire to be friends with them. I have no reason to talk to them. Her kids are grown. In some cases, I think the only children that she lives in the same state as is Madison. McKelty moved down there to be around Madison and them, and in Savannah. Other than that, like, she doesn't live in the same state as like her other children. And Christine's kids are spread out all over the place. McKelty is Christine's child. So it's really nothing, like, they have no reason to contact each other. Zero reason to contact each other. So, and they don't like each other. They don't want to talk to each other. If they do shoot with each other, the only thing that's going to happen is Cody and Robin what do you guys want to do? I want to show how much we in love. Christine and Janelle, they have to have some kind of storyline, something going on. And then you just what go have Christine or Cody and Robin criticize Christine for an hour? Like, that's not a show or a whole season. And then at the tell all, they don't want to say nothing because it's going to look terrible. Like, come on, man. Like, it's done. They're done data. It's over. There's nothing else to talk about. And to be honest with you, I thought I was going to put this in a video, but I'll share it here. Like, I thought for sure that this tell all was the perfect closing of the circle for the series. I think that like they really should end the series right here, right now, and then let the stuff that they're filming now, let that be the part of Janelle and Mary's spinoff, the fight for Coyote Pass. That could be part of their spinoff. You know, because the reason why I say it's the perfect close of the circle, if you remember, first scene, first season, first episode, first scene was Cody Brown driving down to with the camera crew and a producer filming. Hi, I'm Cody Brown, and I'm really excited to introduce you guys to my family. I have a lovely family. If you remember that bullshit when he was sitting there trying to be Mr. Salesman and, you know, sound like a used car salesman and that jalopy ass Lexus, convertible Lexus, right? And he did that whole thing in that white convertible car by himself for a family that he pretended to love, for people he pretended to love and wanted to be around. And the perfect closing of that circle was that in this, at the beginning of this tell-all, he was in a white convertible car with the only woman he ever said he loved. This is the closing of the circle. This is it. Like cinematically, this would be the time to close the circle, to end the story. There's no more story left for them to tell. And if there is a story left to tell, they don't want to tell it. So keep that shit to yourself. Have a seat. See you later. Goodbye. I mean, that's what it is. And if the show spins off, if the show spins off and is done, then it's done. But right now, I'm just saying, like, as far as Cody and Robin are concerned, they don't have a story left to tell. There's no more story for them. I'm tired of listening to Cody getting mad, talking about how he loved Robin and everybody coming at him because he loved Robin. He loved Robin so much and everybody coming to his neck. And then they say, yeah, you really love Robin, and that's why your other relationships didn't work out. What are you talking about? They didn't work out because I love her. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What are you talking about? Are you know what I mean? Like, at this point, he's not doing himself any favors. He looks dumb as hell. You look dumb as hell. You're at that point where you like, it didn't work out because, you know, things weren't falling into place the way they should have. And because I was so deeply in love with Robin and I didn't know what real love was, and I loved them, but it was like high school bullshit love. But then when I met Robin, she completed my world and I only wanted to be with her. And I tried to elevate those other relationships to my relationship with Robin because that relationship with Robin was amazing. Well, maybe if you were interested in other wives the same way you was interested in Robin, those relationships would have worked. But because you weren't, those women realized that you didn't care for them the same way you cared for Robin, so they left. No, that has nothing to do with nothing. Just because I love Robin, you can't blame Robin for me loving Robin. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that you loved Robin, which you've admitted. You didn't love these other women, which you've admitted. Which means that the only way you guys could have stayed together is if they would have humbled themselves and just stayed with you to make you happy, to keep your family together, to give you what you want, and denied themselves. Is that what we're saying? No, that's not what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, though, when I say it. And I don't understand why you looking at me like I'm confused saying two different things. Because you are. Genius. So again, this is just a point of, I think that I'm with him, and it was almost permissible and plausible when he wasn't complaining about it. But now that he's full on complaining about doing the show, now is the time for the show to stop. Like for him, like the show should stop for him and Robin. Like if you guys have an idea for your own show, love to hear it. But it will be so highly produced that it will just be the two of them. You know, we're going to go on trips because I can see their trips being their show being basically being, guys, we're going to go out and explore our love, and we want TLC to pay for it. So we want a globe trot, and we want to go on vacation, and we want the production company to pay for us to go like spend 2 months in Europe and 2 months in Africa and 2 months in Asia. And we want to stay in the finest hotels and go on romantic vacations and romantic trips. And we want TLC to pay for it and film and document it all. Why would TLC do that? So you don't have a story. Like there is no storyline there. There's nothing for you guys to talk about. Like your 2 kids are your 2 kids. The other 3 kids are adults. What are we talking about? And to be honest with you, I feel bad for Brianna and Aurora, because you're making them look creepy on the show. And I don't even like talking about the kids like that. But you're just making them look creepy because you're trying to infantilize them so you can show what good parents you are, that is just coming off weird. And the thing is, even if it was like a normal situation, you know, not all kids develop at the same rate. Sometimes you have kids could be like 17, 18 years old, still playing with toys. Okay. You go into their room, they goddamn like, what is that? It's G.I. Joe, Kung Fu grip or whatever the hell, the kids are playing with. It is what it is. Nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But if you put that on national TV, you make your kid look weird. Okay? Don't do that to your children. It's not worth it. If this is a show you sign up for, you want to be a reality show star. If you don't want to be a reality show star because you don't like talking about your life, don't be on a show that's a reality show that talks about your life. Just saying. I don't know. It's just weird to me. So I just don't think that they're any good for the show anymore. The one thing I will say, and then I'll open up the floor for you guys' comments. The one thing I will say that they kind of came up was the whole thing about Cody saying like, "Oh, I don't want to see the video about me meeting Christine's boyfriend. I just want to tell you about it." And there's a whole aspect of, before I get into that, there's a whole aspect throughout this entire thing where he's been trying to control and direct the conversation, control and direct the questions and the examinations about him, control and direct what they're going to talk about, what clips they're going to see, what the clips mean, so on and so forth, to try to control the entire narrative. The problem is that the way that he's trying to control the narrative, and part of the reason why I don't think a show with him will work, is because he takes too much upon himself as far as the production side and trying to make himself look good. And frankly, your ideas for stories don't work. Your storylines don't work. I want to add something else to that, matter of fact, real quick. He does know what gaslight means. Good point. And it kind of annoys me when he says, "That's gaslighting. You guys are gaslighting." That's not what that means. Stop saying that. You can say you're lying, you're being dishonest, you're trying to be deceptive. Those are better suited adjectives for what he's trying to allege. But gaslighting is not what's happening. I think he just thinks it sounds clever. He's gaslighting, man. I'm being gaslit. Here's the thing with them. I can see a world where they want to try to control the production side of things. You want to control how things are produced, how you're viewed on camera. The problem is, if you even listen to some of the suggestions he was making, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, bro. You're terrible at this. Like you're not good at it. So you either got to fall back or let them do it. And I think part of the problem why I say that they won't work on a spinoff show is because Cody won't take his hands off the wheels. He won't let the production company do what they need to do to keep that money coming in. There's a real part where if you guys need the money, shut up, just do your job. But you can either be reality stars or you can try to produce your own stuff. And you're gonna get crushed. When there was a point where they were talking about Cody saying to Christine, oh yeah, I could totally see us, getting together and hanging out and going on a double date, and maybe I'll invite David on a road trip. Me and David go on a road trip. It'll be so great. I can take it. Oh, but it probably won't be fair to Christine. Gonna hurt their feelings. And then Suki pulled a reverse ninja flip on his ass. She come back and was like, yeah, I talked to Christine. Christine don't care. She said she'll go on a double date with you. She don't care. And then David, he said he'll go on a road trip. Then you see how sad Cody's ass got. Well, I mean, I don't think I could do it. I just don't want to talk about it. You mean she ain't get upset? She wasn't crying? That's the first thing. Second thing, let me tell you something. The stupidest thing you could do, I don't know why Cody keeps playing this game. The dumbest shit you could do is go on a road trip with your ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-whatever, current significant other. Especially if you sit there talking about the whole time they've been talking shit about me behind my back, running me in the ground. You think, right or wrong, you think in your pea brain that Christine haven't been talking shit about you to her husband? Are you crazy? There's no way in the world I'm getting in a car with somebody like, what? Ain't no way in the world. They done told some stories about you. You know what I mean? This is not going. This road trip is not going good for you. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna organize a trip? First, we're gonna jump on Route 66. Then we're gonna get out there in the open road and drive with the top down, 6-wheel spinning, and we're gonna have the radio turn up to 10, listening to our favorite songs. I got that. Was it Life Is a Highway? We're gonna listen to that for at least 200 miles. We're going to drive all day, and we're going to get to the middle of nowhere, all the mountains and desert and shit, because they out there in Colorado. Like, you know what I mean? Colorado to Arizona, all the mountains and all them deserts and crap you passing. And what, you going to spend the night at the murder motel? Forget that. That's a stupid. Are you trying to be found somewhere slumped up in a ditch somewhere, left unattended? You big dummy. You don't go nowhere with somebody like that. What they say? Don't talk to strangers. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. You need to get your mind right, Cody. I don't know what you doing. You know what I mean? I don't know whether when they was hitting you with that spray, maybe they ain't had the windows open. Okay, you in there huffing and puffing, and you ready to blow somebody's house down, if you understand what I'm saying. My man is out of his mind suggesting some road trip. I ain't nowhere in the world I'm going on a road trip with somebody. I don't even know you. I don't know you. I don't like you. Shoot. For what? For what? Go on a road trip. Shoot. That's what we're going to stop by the Home Depot. Yeah, James, why don't you just run in there and grab your credit card? You go on in there and get me some trash bags, need some lime, a shovel, maybe a sledgehammer to break things up, a hacksaw with a good blade. Like, what? Maybe an axe. Yeah, get an axe too, just for good measure. What we doing? No. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going into the damn Home Depot or Lowe's and getting a serial killer special package deal. Can I get a number 7 serial killer package deal? No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. Road trip. Road trip for what? I don't even talk to you on the phone. We could meet somewhere, maybe. Like, I would definitely, like, if I'm not with my lady and I got kids, I'm definitely gonna meet dude. I mean, we can meet in some neutral place, but I'm not even trying to really come to your house and eat your food. Like, if I show up to your house, I'm not eating shit and I ain't drinking shit. Would you like something to drink? No, thank you. Well, why don't you sit down? We was about to eat dinner. Y'all go ahead. Cause anything they serve you gonna smell like almonds. I'm good. You ain't gonna get me with no damn. Get me with the antifreeze. What is this? Kool-Aid? No, it's antifreeze, mother. Antifreeze with ice in it. Are you crazy? I'm not drinking nothing out of your house. I don't know you. Plus, you don't like me. Ain't no way in the world I'm going on a road trip with you. I wouldn't even suggest no stupid shit like that. Like, what kind of narcissist are you? And that's the one time you could be like, that's narc shit. Like, you think you so impressed with yourself that you think that's a good idea. That's got stupid written all over it. That is insane. You know what I mean? Are you nuts? That's how you wind up in somebody's basement. It puts the lotion in the basket. Forget that. Are you crazy? Ain't no way in the world. Yeah, oh, you want to go? Maybe we go on a road trip. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? And then David like, oh, yeah, I want to talk to him. I know what David talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. David you better watch David ass. He said, yeah, we're going to come up with some new road trip rules. You know what the road trip rule is? David going to go to Cody and tell him to keep his damn wife's name out of his mouth. Is that what it is? And then he going to give him some of that Will Smith shit. Swattank! You know what I mean? He going to give him that skippity pap. Ain't no way in the world. I'm good. Cody is crazy. I mean, you letting this reality show shit get to your head, boy. Maybe we can go out on a road trip. What if TLC pay for it? That's what I'm talking about. Like, you just trying to find ways that TLC gonna foot a bill for you. But you don't know. If you know, like I know, you know damn well TLC will film you getting your ass whipped. You know what I mean? The cameras will not stop running. And I'm gonna tell you right off the top, if David anything like me, the first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna get a fistful of that hair on top, and I'm gonna pound the shit out of your face, and I'm taking that hair with me. I'm taking that. I'm snatching me a bald spot up in that joint. So don't even do that. I'm just saying, like, just be smart, use your brain. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your family. Don't be suggesting no damn road trips, and sure as shit don't accept one. Because like, there ain't no way. Christine been talking trash about you, bro. Christine been talking trash about you, rightly or wrongly. Okay. You know how look, they gonna look this show, boy. And I'm talking about spinoffs. This might not even be a spinoff. What they used to call them shows where they'd have, like, back in the day on network TV, they'd have like like Law and Order just did it. They had like the first original Law and Order, and then they teamed up with Special Victims Unit. So the first episode start on like regular Law and Order, then you go to Special Victims Unit, or you go to Chicago Medicine, and then it goes to do Chicago 911 to Chicago Medicine to Chicago Law and Fire Department or something. This is going to basically be Sister Wives. Then it's going to be First 48. You understand what I mean? Because Cody ass going to turn up missing. You go away with David, your ass going to turn up missing. I don't know what happened to him. We was out camping. I went to sleep, and he disappeared. And you out there in all that desert and all that open space, dude, ain't nowhere in the world. They'll never find you. Look, stay your ass home, Cody. Stay your ass home. That was the dumbest shit I've heard in a while. And he did right, because as soon as what's name, as soon as Cody said, as soon as Dave was like, yeah, let's do it. Maybe no. I don't think he realized what he had offered until David said, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, he's really excited about doing it. Oh, really? What'd he say? He said he's looking forward to the exercise. Yeah, because he's gonna be wearing your ass out. He's gonna work you like a part-time job, son. Like, you stay your ass home. You know what I mean? Stay your ass home. Be smart. Be offering those stuff like that. And one of the things that I do like about this particular episode was, I know as fans, we kind of float the idea that they were family once and they should be able to be friends and maybe they can all work it out. I respect the fact that Janelle said, I don't want to be their friend. I don't want nothing to do with Cody or Robin. I don't want nothing to do with neither one of them. He's my ex. I don't like her. Maybe I can be chill with Cody because we got kids and stuff, but I don't want to hang out with these folks. I don't like them. And I respect that. That's the most honest thing I've heard tonight. I don't like them. Well, why don't you want to be their friend? Why don't you want to hang out with them? Because I don't like them. Why not? Do you got to have a reason not to like a mug? Last time I checked, you look at somebody and be like, I don't like you. This is America. You don't have to like anybody. You don't need a reason. You could dislike somebody, too happy, too sad, too mad, too glad. You can like anybody for any reason you want. She has a lot of reasons to not like them. So I don't know why Suki was sitting there trying to pretend like you don't know what it is. After they ripped me off, had me crying about my money, as much money as they owe me, they lucky I just don't like them. Okay? They lucky I'm ready to leave it there, that I don't like you. As much money as they owe Janelle, are you nuts? Like I said, if I was Janelle, I'd be taking them on a damn road trip. Okay? Maybe that was the plan. Maybe, David and Janelle was going to meet up out there to, meet me at the third rock by the sun, and we're going to, take care of some business out there. We're going to get your money, Nelly. Because when you gangster, you got little nicknames for each other. Get that money, Nelly. And she be like, you got it, goatee. Yeah, I mean, because ain't nowhere in the world. Yeah, I respect it. I respect it. I don't want to hang out with them. I have nothing to talk about with them. I have nothing to do with them, especially after the way they was acting when Big G's passed. Yeah, I'm good. I'm solid. Look, the only thing that could come out of me meeting up with them, there's some people in this world, let's be honest, folks. There's some people in this world that the only thing can come out of you trying to be their friend or trying to hook back up with them and be your friend and all that other shit. And, sometimes relationships fall apart and you say, oh, maybe if we try to work things out and we sit down and talk, maybe we could be friends again. And you realize to yourself, play it all the way out. That's what I do. I do game theory. I play stuff all the way out. What's going to happen? What's the most likely outcome? Or one of my favorite questions to ask, what does winning look like? If everything goes perfectly, what does that look like? And with the type of relationship that they have, sooner or later, somebody is catching a damn case. That's a case relationship. Somebody gonna mess around and get the magic bracelets because that's the way it's gonna go. Because it's just too much water under the bridge. It's too much controversy, too much conflict. It's too much. So no, you ain't not today, Satan. That's what I would do. Not today. You gonna have to give me some other kind of way. Back in the day, maybe you could trick young James into making stupid ass decisions like this and trying to be friends with people that I know I don't get along with. You know what I mean? Because there are people that you meet and that they say something to you and they come at you sideways and say something real nuts to you. And you look at them, and one of my favorite lines from a movie called, I forget the name of the movie. It was like one of the early Ice-T movies. He said there was Charles S. Dutton. This guy was it was like the hunting people movie or whatever. And the dude said, he said, "Get the hell up on me, Charles S. Dutton." And Charles S. Dutton was like, "Oh." And the dude stormed off angry. And Charles S. Dutton said, "I see now I'm gonna have to kick his ass." Like, that's how it works sometimes. You see, like, after a moment, like somebody snap out on you, bang, and you say to yourself, if we keep staying in the same proximity, it's going down. Somebody getting their hands put on them. Like, I'm gonna lay hands on this dude. So what I need to do for myself, we need to separate. We need to not talk. We need to not communicate, because there's nothing positive going to come out of any communication we have. And I think that that's where Janelle, Christine, and Mary and the OG3 and Cody and Robin are. Like, nothing positive comes from these conversations, partly because and mostly because what Cody had admitted tonight and in the first episode, he doesn't respect them. He doesn't respect you. So if you don't respect me, it's not a matter of whether you like me or not. If you don't respect me, Cody said it himself. If you don't respect me, you can keep the love. I don't need the love. If you don't respect him, I don't see how you can like him. He said respect as in obey. I'm saying just respect them as human beings, as individuals, as people, as the mother of your children. He doesn't respect the jobs they did as mothers. He doesn't respect the sacrifices they made as mothers or as wives to stay married to him. He doesn't see that him being in a situation where he has these 4 women who are doing nothing but serving his needs and trying to make him happy. If he wasn't walking around on cloud 9 100% of the time, then it's on them. It's their fault. And so therefore they didn't respect him and love him the way he needed to be loved, because they weren't doing for him the things he wanted them to do. They weren't obeying him. Surviving the game. Thank you, Ty. Yes, that was it. I see now I'm gonna have to kick his ass. He didn't even say kick his ass, he said something else. I can't say it on YouTube. But yeah, I was like, yep, that's how it go. Every time I see something like that, there was one time, a little inside of baseball. Story time. There was one time I got into a little bit of a dust up with this person. And I said to myself, we need to stop hanging out, because I see now that we keep hanging out, I'm going to have to kick his ass. I see that now. You know what I mean? And me seeing it, recognizing it, where I am in my stage, my growth, my development, my age, my wisdom. I'm not I'm not 20 no more, so I can't be out here acting a fucking fool. So we gotta stop hanging out. You want to go? Nope. Because if you talk to me like you talk to me, if you do that twice, it's not gonna go good. I remember one time I had a disagreement with a person that was one of my wife's relatives, and they were estranged. They weren't really close. And I'll never forget, this dude said, my wife gonna kill me when she had this. I gotta tell the story now. But she said, the dude said to my wife, we were having a disagreement about some stuff, and because dude was being shaky, he was stealing, right? And so he called himself, we talked it out, we calmed things down, and he confessed to us. He said, yeah, man, because I was so mad, I was going to take this paperwork and I was going to throw it and tell y'all, like, throw it on the table and tell y'all could do it. And my wife stopped, like, it was like, ha ha, talking, ha ha ha. We stopped. We looked at each other. It was like, if you would have do that paper on the table, you wouldn't have made it out of here. Like, that wouldn't have went nowhere near how you thought you was gonna throw it on the paper and you gonna turn around and do the Coolio TV movie exit. It wouldn't have went down like that. It was because it was him and his wife. Like, there would have we all hands on deck up in there. That's how we roll. So it is what it is. Get one, dance one. Like, there ain't nowhere in the world, Chief. That would have been a mistake. Don't do that to yourself. And I think that's the thing. Like, you say to yourself, I see now that we can't hang out because you are reckless And eventually we're going to get to a point where you're going to not do something. You're not going to, you know, not think about it. You're going to do it. And it's going to elicit a negative response. Whether it's me yelling at you, cussing at you, being upset, or causing like a commotion. We out there fussing and arguing. I'm too damn old to be out there fussing and arguing with folks. I ain't trying to do that either. Much less get into a physical altercation where I'm jeopardizing my health, my safety, or my freedom. No. No. So we just don't hang out no more. Why hang out with people who are going to frustrate you? Why hang out with people who are going to aggravate you? Why hang out with people who are going to annoy you and make you angry? Life is too damn short. And so I appreciate Janelle saying, I'm not hanging out with somebody who's just disturbing my peace. They're not adding anything to my life. They're detracting from my life. What, I'm going to go hang out with them and listen to them talk about how much they in love with each other and how they talk about how they deserve to be with one another? That ain't fun. That's fun for who? Not fun for me. So no, I'm good. And that's that. So, I mean, I appreciate Janelle saying I'm not hanging out with these assholes. I'm not doing it. Cool. You don't have to, Janelle. And I don't think it adds to the show. I think that the only reason why you guys would hang out is because there's a camera crew there. I don't think that that's real reality TV. I mean, I understand most of this stuff is scripted, or at least is helped. It might be a real situation, something that happens in the family. You guys tell a producer about it and they say, hey, I want to film that. So you guys basically reenact it or talk about it again. I get that. But you guys going out on what, a vacation or something together on TLC's dime? Corny, fake news. It's dumb. It's dumb. Because you have no reason to go out with each other. So no. I'm just saying. And I just think that I think that their time on the show together, and I'm not even going to say that Robin and Cody can't have their own show. I mean, let them try. Let's see what it do. Maybe they'll have a show and it'll be very successful. I don't know. But I just think that the time that Robin, Cody, and OG3, their time together is over. Like now it's just you guys are circling that shark for like the second or third time. And it's prohibiting because you can't have everybody, you can't have some of the people talking about their lives, where their lives are now, and other people on the show still living in the past that want to talk about Cody Pass or things from like 4 years ago. Cody Robin. You can't have that. So the only way it moves forward is if you have people talking about where they are now and what they're doing now. Or Cody and Robin talking about what they're doing now. You can't even film in their house. You can't even film in their house. So what are we talking about? So I don't know. I'm just saying. But there's a couple things. What else did I want to talk about before I turn this over? Like I said, I love the fact that Suki is pushing back. Suki is coming hard. She's coming hard. So I asked the question like whether Suki got fired. I don't know. And to be honest with you, if I'm gonna keep it all the way in stack, I'd rather Suki. If Suki's gonna get fired from this show or terminated from this show, I'd rather get terminated on her terms this way than to go out with a whimper and a whisper, as a person who's getting run all over by Cody and them. But I genuinely think the new production team was like, bump them. Like, say what you want to say, Suki. I got your back. Do what you got to do. Because it doesn't help. Like, even if they try to placate them, if they try to soft shoot them, if they try to let them do the stuff the way they want to do it, it's not helping the show. So you need to let Suki do Suki, because they aren't helping the show. They aren't moving the storyline any further. Things aren't getting better. So what are we doing exactly? What are we doing? So let Suki do Suki. Let her ask the questions she's going to ask. If you guys put together the clips and you have things that you want to talk about from the season, put those clips together. Here's just before we get to the calls, I got to do some super chats and stuff. But before we get to that, here's something I was thinking. And let me know what you guys think in the chat. Uh there's a possibility, guys, that I know we had talked about, like even during like Garrison's tribute thing, that it was weird that Cody and Robin basically did a vacation. Here's the thing. What if they did shoot? Because they've been shooting for a while. And it's weird to me that the only B-roll that they were actually able to pull up for Cody and Robin was the little bit of B-roll we saw. They probably have a ton of B-roll that they self-produced. And that B-roll is either really bad and it sucks so hard that they're like, we're not putting this on the show. There's nothing to talk about here. Like how many times can we watch them go to dinner? Like that kind of thing. Like, well, we don't really feel comfortable with you shooting in the house. I was going to take Robin out to dinner for an anniversary or for a date night. You guys can film that. So they go out and film date night, and you just sit there listening to them. Robin sitting there trying to smile, and Cody trying to crack corny jokes. Yeah, girl, you so sexy. Oh my goodness, I want to bust that down. Like it's not cute. It's not fun. It's not revealing. There's no exposition. There's no storyline. It's just them flirting with each other. That's not a reality show. It's a home movie. I don't even know if it's a good home movie. Like who? Yeah, that's one of them home movies you sitting there and like, oh my God, they're gonna show this again. And you sit there and the guy, look, guys, here I am. I'm eating I went down to the boardwalk and I went to an ice cream parlor and they had this huge, like 32 scoop ice cream. It's called the King Kong, guys. It's called the King Kong. And if you eat the King Kong, guess what? You don't have to pay and you get a plaque. And so I filmed myself eating the King Kong. And this is it. And you sit there and watch them eat a damn bowl of ice cream. And then halfway through, they get sick and then like have tear up a bucket somewhere. Like, that's not fun. Guys, here it is. Watch this, guys. Watch this. This is hilarious. Anytime you watching somebody's home movies and they got to call your attention to something and they have to tell you that some shit is hilarious, it's terrible. It's terrible. If you ever do that to somebody, you say, guys, this is hilarious. You just know that your movie sucks. Like, that's pretty much what it is. If it's hilarious, you don't have to tell them it's hilarious. You just show it to them. Guys, check this out. And they'll laugh. You don't have to grease the rails. Check this out, guys. Guys, you want to see the cutest thing ever? It's usually baby pictures. You want to see the cutest thing ever, guys? Here it is. Look at little pork chop. Isn't he? He's adorable, isn't he? Amazing. Oh my gosh. He's breathing in and out by himself. It's incredible. And it's always like basic stuff. Look, guys, he's crawling. He's so smart. He's crawling. He's like, what, 2? Like, he should be walking, shouldn't it? I know, but he's like, that's just him being sarcastic. It's incredible. Like, it's just, I don't know. You got to tell people, you got to grease the rails. It's probably not as good as you think. And I think that's how their self-produced segments were probably going. They just weren't as good as they thought they were. Let me see. Oh, let me get to these super chats and we'll get to the calls. All right. Vicky, I did not know that. Thanks. I mean, if your kid is cute, your kid is cute. You just whip the phone out and be like, guys, check this out. You show it to them. Oh my God, so cute. That's how you know they're cute. But if they go, what are we watching? You know to keep your phone in your pocket. I'm just joking. Be proud of your baby. Be proud. Next up, we got first up, we got Kathy Ferran, $2 super chat. Preach, Jane, preach. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate it. I'm just trying to tell the truth, especially when it comes to Cody and Robin. Like, they're gonna mess around and they keep calling for the closure of their portion of the show. By saying that you no longer want to review the show, you don't want to go over the old stuff, you only want to talk about new stuff. What new stuff are you talking about? And again, that lets me know that they have parts or portions of this show that they filmed that they thought were really good. And they wanted to have those things showcased on the show, and they weren't. And they're pissed about it. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. There's stuff. Oh, I don't know why I got to keep talking about this stuff that you guys want to talk about. We should be talking about when me and Robin went down to that Mexican restaurant they kept going to, ruining them people's evenings. You know, probably not even leaving tips and stuff. Una Bravo or whatever. And I went down there and I had the spicy chicken chalupa and had the runs. I think that was good TV. That was terrible TV, Cody. Because the only thing we caught was you saying, "Oh my goodness," jump up from the table and run off. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? That's not terrible TV. But oh no, I think I think the fans would have really related with that. What do you think, Robin? Robin, like, yeah, the fans would have loved that. That's what I think. I don't think they really want to see Christine anymore. I don't think they're really interested. Because if you ask Robin, I'm pretty sure she's sitting around hating her ass off, you know, eating herself alive on the inside. I'm sure they hate Robin. They just don't want to see Christine. They think Christine's a cheater because she got married and she left this happy home and his family. And I think that you should be able to meet with because that was also hilarious to me. When Robin had said she thinks that the parents need to recognize that they're all going to be parents together and they need to be able to work it out. Let me ask you a question, Robin. When was the last time you called your ex-husband? When was the last time you got together with your ex-husband so that he could see his kids? Now, unless you want to climb down off of that damn, you know, that little soapbox that you on and get real, you know, maybe you should shut the freak up because you got kids, you got an ex-husband, and you got kids with said ex-husband. You know, before you stole the adoption rights, you had him adopted out. But even then, they're still his father. He's still their father, and they're still his kids. Are you trying to work it out with him as you make suggestions to the OG3 on what they should be doing? But it's different because he was mean to me and he didn't do things. And that's exactly what Christine, Mary, and Janelle are saying about Cody. So what are we talking about? Just saying. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate it. Oh, go ahead. Thank you, Kathy. Next up, we got a Tanya Johnson, $2 super chat. Nobody wants to catch a Cody Cell sign series. Yeah, right. Cody Cell signs. Could you imagine? And they'll have to do the TL. They'll have to run a little reality show magic on that, where they have to set up people to buy the signs. He hasn't sold a sign in weeks. He's terrible. I know, but we got to sell some sign. Like we'll set up like some kind of drama thing where if he doesn't sell a sign this week, he'll get fired. And it just turns out he'll get the biggest sign deal ever. Oh, wow. You found somebody who needs a sign? No, it's going to be totally fake. It's totally fake. We're getting an actor coming. You know, he's totally ridiculous. But yeah, thank you so much. So nobody wants to see a Cody Cell sign series. You never know. There might be a market. Thank you so much, Ty. Ty with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Ty. The Ice-T movie is called Surviving the Game. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. With Charles S. Dutton. It had Rucker Hauer. Some bangers. Like it was Ice-T's first like big solo movie. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was like the whole most dangerous game type thing, if you guys are into that. Like Hard Target is another one, Jean-Claude Van Damme. They had a bunch of series like about like that kind of stuff. But it was pretty good. Like I said, that one scene, I was like, yep, that's what it's like. I see now. Yeah, that recognition. I see now. I've been in that situation. I see now. I'm gonna have to kick his ass. Yeah, we can't hang out no more. This is gonna go bad. All right, thank you so much, Ty. Oh, we had Kathy Ferran, $2 super chat with the super sticker. Hello, super sticker, Kathy Ferran, OG, triple OG. Get a little something, something. Why is that not well? And we had a Raiders mod, $99 super chat. Suki was saying it with her chest this time around. Yeah, I know. Suki was look for y'all. If y'all ain't seen it yet, wait till you tune in. She taking no prisoners. Yo, homeboy like flipping lint like he was in season 18, or that was season 17. Like, I'm not gonna talk. I'm done talking, Suki. Done talking. I'll get up and leave, Suki. Is it over? And he tried to do that same stuff. Suki was having none of it. None of it. She was giving him, look, Snooki showed up. So I was called her Snooki. Suki showed up and she was about that smoke, Jack. She wanted all the damn smoke. She's like, what you got? Well, we're gonna sit here and stare at each other. I can stare at you too. You know what I mean? Suki was getting like, oh no, all right, Suki. All right, Suki. They played you short this whole time, but Suki stood up. She stood up. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that in fairness to Suki, I do think, I earnestly believe, and I've said before, like tell nothing, and I've criticized Suki before, but in the back of my head, and the reality of it is that in fairness to Suki, it's not Suki, it's the production team who makes the final decision. They will fire her ass on the spot. If she would have flamed out on Cody or Robin historically, they would have fired her on the spot. She'd have lost her job that day. And they would have just brought somebody. Yeah, she's no longer with us. And they just would have brought somebody else in. And that person that they brought in wouldn't have had a relationship with any of the Browns. And they probably, there's a very strong possibility. Not only do they not have a history or relationship with the Browns, but they wouldn't understand the history. They could hire somebody, just read off the cards. That's what we want. Just read the cards. Whatever they say, you just smile and agree with it, and then let it just roll. They could easily do that. So I think that what had to happen was they had to get rid of the production team, and you have to let Suki be Suki and ask the kind of questions the way she wants to ask, the way she wants to ask them. I think that in fairness to Cody and Robin, and I know some of y'all going to be upset, but in fairness to Cody and Robin, I think it's unfair for them, for the previous production team, to set them up in a way where they thought that type of behavior was going to be acceptable. They set their asses up. They were set up. They thought that they could get away with it. So they didn't realize that they were going to get stuck. So, or they finally get somebody, or the production team leaves, or somebody actually sit down and ask a question, and all the little cutesy stuff they be doing, all the little jokes, all the little sarcastic, I'm not going to answer no questions, and all the little lightweight ass threats. When you have somebody who's serious and about that business, and they recognize their power and the power dynamic in a relationship, they don't have to take them kind of jabs. Okay, you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. And what we can talk about is, we could talk about blah, blah, blah. And they could start like Suki, because you can't tell me, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. In every reality show, the stuff that we see on the show isn't the only tapes they have. Okay, they have, on every reality show, somebody slipped up and said something crazy on that show. Somebody did something crazy on that show. Every reality show you watch, everybody who's ever been on that show had a bad day or said the wrong thing the wrong way at the wrong time. And they're subject to having their lives ruined. And TLC got the vault. Like, they sit on top of the vault. And that's really what if you want to keep it all the way a stack, if they really want to threaten somebody, you don't have to threaten it like, I won't pay you. But if you don't want to answer this question about Robin, then we could talk about this thing you said about who, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? This subject to that subject. What you got to say about that? You run that tape. You run that clip. And that's how they started too, because that lets the YouTubers and the fans and all the people who watch the show critically, that lets them know, they'll say this one phrase: as never seen before on television. And they roll that clip, and it's something jacked up. That's a check. Checkmate. You know what I mean? It just checked your ass. Either you get on, or we go off. So what we gonna do? All of a sudden, they nice again. As never seen before on Sister Wives. Never aired before footage. And as soon as they say that, everybody hears what? What? And they watch it. And it's terrible. Mess around, have Cody stand out in front of TLC with his little box, crying and shit. And Robin standing there, patting him on the shoulder, them little kids around. Oh, guys, I just want to say I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. That's not what I meant. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. I'm telling you, they got some stuff. Don't. So if you want to play, homeboy, we can play. So you don't have to talk. We could just sit here and watch these clips. And I'll just get everybody else's opinion on it. But we'll open it up for the fans to be able to call in and talk about it. What do you think, Cody? So, yeah. But thank you so much, Raiders Ma. Appreciate you. All right. So we have calling in for the hot three. So I just asked them when folks call in for the call-ins, you guys give us 3 minutes to rock and roll. So have your points and stuff ready. Give you 3 minutes. I'm gonna run a clock, and we will start soon. So here we go. First up, let me just check. Hold on 1 second. Let me just check my comments. Yeah, right. Lord be the extraordinary machine. I love when Cody didn't want to watch clips and Suki was like, nope, you're going to. Yeah, I don't want to watch no clips. I'd rather not, Suki. Too bad, so sad. Let's go. Get that clip rolling. And she just rolled it. Oh, man. Yeah. Angelic 9889 said the only time Robin looked at the footage was when she was on the screen. Yeah, right? Or somebody said her name 3 times. Robin's ass act like Candyman. Her name is damn Candyman and shit. You say my name 4 times, I appear. Like, that's the only time she want to talk about something. You know what I mean? Sitting there grimacing and stuff the whole time. Like, you need to smile more. It's okay. And that's why I say, like, if they don't want to watch it, I would, if as the producers of the show, they should look at it and be like, if they don't want to watch the clips, they don't want to participate in the tell-alls, the recaps, that's a huge part of the tell-alls are actually a huge part of the show. And I've seen where people have complained about them doing the tell-alls and doing the tell-alls individually. I do think I understand why they did the tell-alls independently or individually historically, but let's be honest, part of the tell-all experience is you watch the series, something controversial happens, and then there's not only the explanation as to what happened, what people were thinking, and how they felt about it, but there's also potentially a conflict which occurs based on what people saw and what people know now. So in the heat of the argument, somebody might have said ABC, but then when they go to their confessional and they start popping off with the bump them, because if they would have put their hands on me and stuff, they would have found out what it was. And then no shorts, you know what they mean? I would have snatched their ass bald. I'd have snatched that wig hat up off their head, and they do all that stuff. And then you see that, and the other person had no idea that that's what's said, because right after the argument, the person who was doing all that popping and all that, wolf talking, that's what we used to call it back in the day, selling wolf tickets, you flipping out, talking about how you going to do this, that, and the other. You wasn't saying that right after the confrontation. Right after the confrontation, you was kissing my ass, talking about, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was going to get that heated. I apologize. I lost myself. Please don't be mad at me. Don't do nothing to me. Oh, we cool. Don't, man. I love you. You my boy. You my homie. We ain't got no problems, cuz, and all that. And then we go from, that's the last experience I have with you. And then I see what you said on the couch. That's going to be a conversation during the tell-all. That's why the tell-alls usually are so explosive on most networks. Like, I think Bravo, I've never really watched Housewives. My wife used to watch them heavy. But anytime I was walking through and she had the tell-alls on, them tell-alls be on and popping for Bravo. You know, some people get cussed out. I think she watched that. She watches Married to Medicine, I want to say, or Basketball Wives, or maybe both. And those tell-alls be off the hook because everybody's in the same room and they're confronting each other about what they said and what wasn't said and so on and so forth. You know, and I think that they need to get them back in the same room. Like, you guys aren't together anymore. You talk enough shit about each other that clearly you could do the tell-all in the room. Like, there's no reason why you don't at this point. Because it's not like you guys are too shy to say what you think. So, but got one from Brittany. Brittany said, Brittany, one of the mega mods, salute, 499 super chat. Robin, if you don't know anything about anything, why the F are you wasting our time? Exactly. And if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have an opinion on it, you don't know nothing about it, why are you on the show? I mean, you could have anybody in the chat could be on the show and contribute more to what was happening during the season than Robin was contributing. So, so if TLC, if you're watching, anybody in my chat, you could blindfold yourself and just pick a name out. And I guarantee you, they probably know more about what will happen during the course of the season than Robin did. They'll make it way more entertaining, and you should give them her check. That's how I feel about it. Give, whatever she was getting paid for the tell-all, give one of these folks a check. Give one of them the opportunity. That you won't regret it. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get way more out of one of the people in the chat than you're gonna get out of Robin any day of the week. So, and I'll probably laugh more, and I think it'll be way more entertaining because anything is better than, well, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it because it's hard to watch people you love talk crap about one another. It's Cody, he loved us all the same, except for the time when he told me that he loved me more and he wanted them to be like me. Like, what that shit? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm tired of the humble bragging bullshit. I'm tired of the little soft pedal lies. If you say it with your chest, then they need to stop talking about me. Fine. Y'all stop talking about each other. But what are you going to talk about? And that's why I think it would have been funny if Suki would have said that. Well, I mean, this entire season, what would we talk about with you? There's no reason why you would even be here for the tell-all. Because nothing, literally, Robin and Cody had nothing go on this season. They had nothing go on. Well, Cody, I guess, aside from like the last 3 parts with Big G's, give them that, maybe. But aside from that, you had nothing going on. So, but let me give our Mega Mod a little something. All right, folks, here we go to we're going to the phones. Remember, we got 3 minutes coming to the stage. Oh, wait, hold on one second. Coming to the stage, we got Miss Negla.
Hey, Jay, you know what? I was busy trying to keep up with the chat. I kept kicking myself out. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I know I only got 3 minutes. So hold on. I type out my points. Hold on. Okay. Oops. Okay. First of all, in the immortal words of the illustrious, one of my role models, Reverend Dr. Well, she wasn't a reverend, but anyway, Dr. Maya Angelou, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And I believe that Suki has fully embraced this point, because Suki's not playing games with Lord Ramen Noodlehead. She's not taking his BS, and she's not falling for the okie doke. And I appreciate that. But the second thing that I wanted to say is that, so when Lord steals everything and drains money, I don't know, maybe Lady Succubus, maybe we can call her Lady Succubus. Anyway, she said, oh, I don't want to watch it because, it just brings back bad memories and things like that and blah, blah, blah. Um, hold on. Oops, sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. My thing, I had to switch over, but with her, um, it reminds me. So my husband, he has a sister, a younger sister, who was born a year after him. And when she was 3, she began having like grand mal seizures and things like that. So she has the mind of a 3-year-old. She's a, grown, healthy 46-year-old woman, but her mind is, that. Remember when you were little and like you would hold your hand up so your parents didn't see you? Like you hold your hand over your face and your
Right.
parents didn't see. It's like, oh, I'm not here. It's like, no, that doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So it's like if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. And I think that that's the brain that they're operating in, and it's evident in the fact that like she's infant, infantilizing her
Mm.
children. You know what I mean? And, why are they walking around in bows and petticoats? Come on. I mean, like little stuff like that. People have to grow up. I just, mm, I don't know. I just wanted to get those 2 points out, James. I ain't gonna keep you all night because look, we're gonna be up till probably 2 anyway. But but I just wanted to make those 2 points real quick. All
No,
right, dear.
appreciate
All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care. You have a blessed evening and a blessed rest of your week. And same to my take family. I love you all and thank you guys. You guys, sometimes during the week, like y'all all keep me going. Me and Mama Betty, we talked for 6 hours on the phone the other
Oh, okay.
because I needed it. I needed it. Like I was going through something, and so the my take family is taking care of each other. So
No,
yep.
that's what's up. That's what's up. I like to hear that.
All right, dear. Well, you take care. Have a blessed one.
All right,
All
you
right.
too. You too.
All
Thanks
right.
for calling in.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, bye. That's awesome. Awesome. Who doesn't like to hear that? Yeah, you know what? I agree with what Negla said. Like when push them down and shove, you know, the two between the two of them, that's just a weird situation. Cody and uh and Robin, they just not pulling it. Somebody had said in the chat, where is it? I lost it. But basically said because I'd asked like what would they even talk about? Like, oh, maybe Robin throwing herself off the four wheeler. But and that's the thing. How about that? That is something that happened this season, but I totally forgot about it. You know why? Because I didn't care. I mean, it was funny at the time, but it was just kind of one of those things where that's not a reality show. They're not gonna like they're not gonna shoot a season full of like Cody and Robin sitting out on the mountains talking about how much they love each other and how Robin used to be crazy on a four wheeler and then she riding and trying to jump the stuff and then crashing and then blaming Cody because she crashed herself. I don't know. I was trying to swerve from you. Oh, I thought you was doing what you did before. I never did that before. They got you on tape doing the shit before. The only thing that is just us watching you lie to us. Then what is it? That and then Cody riding a horse. And that's what I'm talking about. Like I think that a lot of the stuff that they did as far as the things that they were self-producing were all things like that along those same lines. So I think that you got two instances where, things you did were put into the shows or put into an episode, but we're not going to make an entire season of just, your highlight reels and clips of you riding horses, riding four-wheelers, taking your kids down and having conversations with adult children about going to which church they're choosing. Like that's not reality TV. It's not going to make it. So if that's what they plan on doing, if this is your exit plan, it's a dummy. This is a dummy. So, but next up we got Sharon coming to the stage. Sharon, let me know what's going on with your hot three, Sharon, and I'm going to add you to the stage. Here we go.
Hey James, how you doing?
Doing well.
So I think the reason the stuff don't work for Cody and Robin is because they can't tell the truth for the way it's made them look. It started back in season 1 with episode 6, where the wedding dressing is keeping it a secret that they picked out the dress after she went to all the trouble, or the three went to all the trouble of going with her and trying to help her pick it out. if you got to lie about it, it's just like I told my kids, if you got to lie about it, you know you're doing something wrong. So they so much of their life they can't tell. And somebody needs to put it to Cody like this. Brother, gaslighting is what you did when you told the other wives that you wasn't at Robin's house when you really was at Robin's house and they all knew it.
Mm-hmm.
That's gaslighting, my brother. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, and his shoes must taste real good to him because he always putting his foot in his mouth. He stands there and talks about them women and stuff in the past and the history. And you're right, their stories are always the past and the history and everything. He stands there talking about them from this and that and the other that happened in the past, but he don't hold a grudge. Yeah, right. Get real and grow a brain.
Right.
And David needs to stay at home because Cody end up in the drywall or wake up bald headed one morning.
That's
Cause
what I'm saying.
he'll catch
And I
case.
didn't
He
think about
will.
that. You're right. Because my man owns a whole damn construction company. That's how you
Yes,
wind up in the foundation of one of these buildings.
that's a shitty foundation right there. But
You know what
anyway,
I mean? I'm just saying, like, you turn up
yeah.
missing. Like, I don't know what go to it. Like, you
Well,
get
see, and
walled up
Robin
somewhere
be
else.
happy with it because she'd have all the money then. She wouldn't have to split it with Cody or nothing. But that's the part of the show that they could do. The breakup of Cody and Robin. I'd watch that. I'd watch that just to see him poor pitiful mouth because she walking away with more than half, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. She's taking them under.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And because there's been scenes and things that they could have done stories on. Remember when Dayton and had the wreck on the and they never would tell that he was with Cody when all that happened. Had the wreck on the ATV.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said on there one line I rewatched the other day, kind of thing. He said that they had spent about 12 months trying to find the right doctor for to do the stuff for his eye, to get his eye and face to look back right again or to lift that eye back up. And he sure went to that surgery now, didn't he?
Right.
So see, he just got too excited about it, kind of thing. I mean, if they could tell all their story, it'd be interesting. Like her falling off that thing. The interesting part about her falling off the ATV and liking being on the four wheelers is that she always lied to her kids and didn't want her kids on them.
Mm-hmm.
Never said anything about that she didn't like it. So see, and I believe Miss Suki, God bless her heart, I believe she's channeling a little bit of Brother James there. Yeah, she poking him. I'm telling you, I see the James coming out here. I see it.
Yeah. I think Suki's a lot tougher than she was allowed to be historically. Like, I think they really held her back.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think.
I'm glad she's,
Oh,
she's finally,
absolutely.
this might be her swan song. Maybe this is her, on her way out, but she's going out on her own terms. And I respect that. Like, if this is
Oh,
her last season, and make it worthwhile,
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I'm
you
loaded
know?
for bear. I'd be loaded for bear for sure. I mean,
Mm,
in Tamron Hall, I believe she could have given them a run if they money if the producers had turned her loose.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's even worse. Like, honestly, I would even say with Tamron, I think she was in a situation where they actually were probably telling her to stop and
Yeah.
holding her back. And if she was that bad and she made you that uncomfortable and she wasn't even giving you like a hard interviews, she was still throwing softballs. And you were striking out on them softballs, on them little lollipops. Like, there's no way. I don't think he could really take a true interview with any one of those ladies, like
Yeah.
Suki or Tamron. Like, I don't think he
Oh,
could really. He can't handle it. He can barely handle it. He's barely holding it
well,
together now.
I don't think he can handle any strong woman talking back to him or having anything to say. He wants yes people around him, specifically yes women.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to tell you, don't sign me up for that because that's not who I am. And I don't want nothing to do with it either. I don't want somebody that's going to yes me all the time either. Because you're supposed to be, if there's a hole there, you're supposed to stop me from falling in it. I don't want
Right,
you telling me, yeah, keep going, you all right, keep going. No, that's not right.
right,
That's
right,
not what you're supposed to be, the helpmate, not the yes man. That's not the way it works.
right.
Well, and he said that meeting David and all of that went smooth and didn't bother him. Then why did he go over to Gwen and ask her if they were getting matching? Her and Bia was getting matching tattoos, and that he thought it was tacky if he was getting matching tattoos. when David and Christine was getting matching tattoos. If it didn't bother you, why are you even talking about them?
Right.
Just like he says about them. If you are happy, if they're happy, they'll quit talking about me. Well, if you happy, then why are you talking about her?
Right. Exactly.
See, I'm telling you, I hope Miss Suki keeps channeling Brother James, though. I know that. Listen, James, you have a good night.
You too. You take it easy, stay out of trouble.
Well, I ain't gonna catch a case, but
I
you
ain't
will
making no
hear me.
promises, but I'll do my
Hey,
best.
I ain't gonna catch a case, but you will hear me. I promise.
I heard that. All right, have a great night.
You too, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Awesome. Yeah, Chair got a point. Well, I agree. If you don't want to talk about other people, you don't want other people talking about you, be the bigger person. Have a storyline of your own. Talk about your own stuff. Have your thing going on. There's I've been trying to get through this Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I was going to review it, but I don't think it, like some of this stuff, I don't think is really appropriate for me to review, to be honest with you. Just from my, because it'll be it feels a lot like punching down in some respects. There are some things I do want to talk about, so I'll probably have like one hot video that I'll do about a hot take. But with some of this stuff, there was one person on that show, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This one woman, she's about her business. And so she's using the show as a springboard to launch, like she launched about 2-3 different ventures on the show. And so I respect the fact that she's using it the way she's using it, and she's serious about it the way she is. And when it comes to like Cody and Robin, if you guys are serious about your business, start taking advantage of the opportunity you have, because this isn't going to last long for you guys. It's just not. Like, and even if you hustle and get yourself off of this show, like you're not going to survive beyond this show. Like, I just don't see I don't see a lane. And I'm not even trying to be an asshole about it. I'm not trying to be mean to Cody, or I don't like them and I think they jerks and all that. It's just realistically, I don't see a lane where you can participate in a show and not participate. And anybody who is like, if I'm another production company, I'm another show runner, I don't see bringing you onto the show. If you're acting like divas on the Sister Wives show, me adding you as a cast member or one of the folks, contestants or whatever you want to call it on these other reality shows, me adding you to the show is just complicating my life. And I'm not getting a huge payout because you're not bringing an audience with you. So I don't know. I just don't know. But next up, we have Seriously coming to the stage. Seriously, what's going on? Let me hear your hot three. Seriously.
Hey James, how goes it? So in regards to something that you said, we were talking about season 20. I don't think there's going to be a season 20. I know that they are filming, but I feel like season 20, or what would be season 20, is going to be the spinoff, like you said. So if I recall correctly, last season, we ended the season, we had the one-on-ones, and then they had additional like specials. They had like a rewatch and everything, and then they also had Christine's wedding.
Right.
If I think that's correct. The only thing that Christine, in my opinion, had left with Cody was wrapped up, and her getting married to David sealed that deal, because remember Robin said you're still married to Cody till you go and bonk somebody else. So that marriage basically confirmed that she was no longer sealed to Cody. Mm-hmm. With Mary and Janelle, they just have Cody pass. So in my mind, I feel like they could make the Coyote Pass situation a special, the way they did Christine's wedding, because we all know Coyote Pass has already been sold at this point. And that would literally wrap up Cody and Robin with all of the OG3. Like, all the ties are severed. Obviously, because Truly's a minor, that one isn't severed, but I don't see TLC playing that out on air because I don't think it would be allowed. So the way that the tell-all is happening, in my opinion, the way they're reaching back and they're arcing back a few seasons and bringing up stuff and not really sticking to just this season, I think that Suki knows that it's the end of Sister Wives and they're trying to like end it. They're trying to, close the chapter and give it basically a season finale. I don't know if any of that makes sense. It's also late. My ADHD meds ran out a long time ago. So
No, it makes perfect sense to me. I 100% agree. I think that when rubber meets the road, that is a concern, is that I could even see, because even to expound upon something you said, I know that they were filming and they had been filming. There is a possibility, guys, where they could close Sister Wives out. And then, as you mentioned, last year they did the wedding special, and then they also did the look back and the talk back as the season bonuses. They could do the closing of Coyote Pass could be this season bonus, and then let that be that, and then that could roll them into whatever spinoffs or whatever situations they're going to do, because there really is zero tie-in, even like to a degree. Some of the Sister Wives don't have tie-ins. The only two who really have a tie-in really is Christine and Janelle. Then Janelle has somewhat of a tie-in with Mary a little bit, but only as far as Coyote Pass is really concerned, because beyond that, I don't really see them hanging out. So once Coyote Pass is done, not only is Janelle done with Mary or Robin and Cody, but she's also done with Mary. So whatever they're going to do, it'll probably be separate, because there's no organic reason why any of them, aside from maybe Christine and Janelle, would get together.
right.
So
And
now
that's
would be an ideal time for them all to explore their own spinoff shows.
And if we think about it, like let's say they did a spinoff. Let's just say they did one for everybody. I don't know. I guess we could have a season about the new mansion that Robin and Cody got that none of us care about. So we already know that's a dud. Mary closed her Airbnb, or closed the B&B, because she wants to make it an event venue and was doing all this remodeling and stuff. There's been time in season 19 that they could have expanded upon that and talked about it, but they didn't, which makes me think that's possibly a big storyline for season 20 or whatever they're filming. Christine has just bought her second Airbnb. That's a whole storyline. Plus, she's writing a book. And we also have Mary's Worthy Up that they haven't really talked about. But if you notice, she wears the t-shirts in season 19, the Worthy Up t-shirts. Now, Janelle is building her house, bought Tata Farms. You've got McKelty, you got Maddie, you got Peyton, and Savannah all living out in North Carolina now. You've got a good portion of the kids living in Utah. I think Leon, is she in Colorado? And then you have like Hunter and Logan, I think, are in Vegas. And possibly Gabe is in Vegas, but he may be in Chicago based off of some things. So I feel like the kids in Colorado and Vegas are still close enough to the Utah people for filming purposes if they wanted to do filming with all of them. So truthfully, the only people who are out are Robin and Cody, who have no storyline. Their storyline this year was each other trying to make us think that they're very attracted to each other and find each other yummy. And then Robin suddenly is now adventurous. That was the storyline they were trying to push, and it failed miserably.
Right. Well, I mean, I think part of the reason why it failed, you know what? I think that if we're going to be honest, or at least if I'm, from my perspective, if I'm going to be brutally honest, the reason why it failed, their storyline failed, is because, one, as them saying that they love each other, that's something that we've already known. Them admitting it finally, that they've always loved each other and they were always a priority for each other, is something that we've already known, and I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be a jerk about it, but I don't care.
I
You guys are in
wholeheartedly
love.
agree.
I don't care.
Yeah, I agree. I don't care. I don't know that anybody else cares. And in some ways, I feel like their sudden surge of declaration and PDA and all of that stuff is because of Christine and David. They saw Christine and David and they're trying to mimic that.
Right, right. They want that same I think they want that mirrored popularity. But her relationship is relatively new. She's coming from a hard relationship into a new loving, caring, affectionate relationship. So that's interesting to watch. Watching
Right.
two people who are basically committing a 15 to 20-year technical affair, even though they were in a polygamous relationship, technically you guys were breaking a rule, so that's cheating. It's an affair.
Yes.
So you were basically having an affair with one another, and now you want to be rewarded for that bad behavior. And it just doesn't sit right. Like, I mean, overall, I think that's the problem. Because if things come down to rules. And if we can sit here and say that even though Mary was being mistreated and she wasn't being treated right, et cetera, and he created an environment where she would get catfished, which is, to be honest with you, that's such an old, played out thing now. Like, they rode and retread that storyline to death. Okay. But even if we talk about that, Mary technically cheated on Cody because she broke the rules of their relationship. The same way Cody was cheating on the OG3 with Robin because he broke the rules of their relationships. Like, he was violating the rules.
Absolutely.
So,
From the start.
So I don't, for you guys to admit that, like, if some guy went out and robbed a bank and then he came back and we all knew he robbed the bank, he stole the money, and he came, guys, guess what? I stole that money. Okay, we all knew that. What are you talking about? It's not a surprise. Surprise, you admitted it. Like, that's where we are with him. So, and not only is he admitting it now, but he's being very he's being extremely hostile with his admonition, like his admission. You know what I mean? Like, he's yelling at people, and I can't believe it, you guys, just because I love Robin. I understand what's going on. Like, calm down, Chief. We already knew that. Like,
Right.
you're the only one that was denying it. So it's a surprise to you, not us.
I think they honestly believe like we're stupid and we don't remember anything just because they don't remember stuff, or that like we couldn't read behind the scenes or read between the lines with them. But the one thing you brought up, Mary, and I just want to point out, can we not talk about how good our girl Mary is looking? Okay. When they are showing her, when she's watching those little clips and she's got that smile and that sparkle, I'm like, go, Mary, go. Because she's looking good.
Right. Yeah. Now, to be honest with you, sometimes you got to go through a hard thing so you can get to a good thing. And I think that Mary went through a hard thing and she's just in a better place now. And to be honest with you, like, even with the catfish story, because I've talked about the catfish story before. And even with the catfish story, I think that the catfish story, I don't mind talking about it in respect of Mary having the gumption to leave. But one of the things that does bother me is that I know that when Cody talks about the catfish story, he's not talking about it in regards to Mary being strong and deciding to leave. He's talking about it with regards to a means and method for him to beat Mary down with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
when he's bringing it up, it's not, oh yeah, when Mary had this thing, that was one of the issues in our relationship. He even said tonight, like, oh, that's not why we broke up. No, of course not, because you had told Mary at the same time, you told Mary when you got to Vegas that you didn't really want to be with her when you got to Vegas.
Yes.
So her catfish thing, oh, I can't believe she went out and tried to find somebody else after I told her I didn't want her. What?
He
Why are you
also
surprised?
can't Yeah, and he also can't say that they broke up because of the catfish thing, because he told her to move to Arizona so they could rekindle and work on their relationship. And
Yeah,
basically
trying to
he
get
had
her to
put
sell
all
that
that
house
stuff
and
in the
get the money
past.
when the
So he
house money.
can't put himself out there. But I
Right.
think that Mary for years has blamed herself and carried the burden of the catfish situation. And obviously she had an active role in it. I'm not saying she didn't,
Mhm.
but I think she's finally forgiven herself for it, and also understanding that she single-handedly didn't destroy the family because of that. But I think for many years she felt that her actions are the reason the family crumbled.
Right. Right. I can see that. I can see that. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yes. Well, thank you, James, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
You
And
as well.
everybody else, have a great one.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I agree. Seriously, I think she makes good points. I do, because especially when it comes to the catfish thing, like then I'll bring up Brittany, not Brittany, but with regard to the catfish incident, the thing with the catfish is that if it were to be successful, it would have led to the dissolution. It would have led to the breakup of the family, because it would have showed the other women that they could break free and be free too. That's what made Christine's story so dangerous in the family. But with Mary's failure to launch after the catfish incident, she was a constant living reminder to the other wives that if you try to leave, this is what could happen to you. And that's why I think Cody keeps talking about the catfish incident. It's not just to beat Mary down, but it's also as a reminder to the other women that if you leave, you're never going to find somebody who's going to love you or care for you the way I do, because you're not worthy of it. And that's part of the trap of that type of relationship, I think. So, I mean, I do agree that Mary very well may have blamed herself for the dissolution of the family, but I also think that she has no business in blaming herself for that, because as Cody said, it's that the breakdown of the family is Cody's fault. 100%. Yes, other people were involved, but it was on him because it was his responsibility to maintain the family. If you're going to take a patriarchal role like they do in that faith and they do in that in those marital bonding or unity or relationships, if you're going to take that role, then you have to take that role. You have to take all of it. You can't just take the benefits of everybody trying to make you happy and do what you say because you said it and obey you. You have to take full responsibility and full depth and breadth of that full role, which is it's your responsibility to make sure that each one of these wives are fulfilled, at least to the point where they don't leave. You abandoned them, they chose to leave. That is your failure. But next up, we got Brittany, not Brittany, coming to the stage. What's up, Brittany? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Good, good. So, um, real quick, I am gonna be quick tonight. So I'm glad that Suki was, really like getting in their behinds tonight. I am. However, I do feel like I guess because they're rehashing stuff that we've already talked about, it seems as if it's her trying to redeem herself for the fact that she wasn't digging in their behinds in previous seasons. And I'm kind of like, okay, well, none of this really matters at this point. Let's stick to what happened this season. This I don't really care about the catfish.
Yeah,
Personally, I wish Mary would have got her back blown out, but that didn't happen. It is what it is. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter
right.
anymore. So I don't understand why we're really like harping on this. It doesn't matter why Christine left. Cody, for the past few seasons, has made it clear that whatever reasons these women give for leaving him is not valid to him. So we're just beating a dead horse.
Right.
And Cody was giving Suki that stare off. I honestly did not feel very safe for Suki in that moment because the way he was glaring at her, I was like, Are we knucking? Because
Right.
nug if you buck. That's how he was looking. And I'm really glad that Suki called him on it because she was like, I mean, we can stare at each other.
Right.
We can, but we just gonna be sitting here looking at each other. Because what even was that? I'm glad she was not intimidated by him, or she didn't allow herself to be intimidated by him. I did appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I'm so sick of Robin acting as if she's the authority figure on everything while effing up all the topics that she's the authority figure on.
Right.
Because she was talking about how she's like, oh, well, Cody and Christine, they have to be good co parents, because you still have kids and you have to figure that out. Ma'am, your kids don't even talk to their daddy.
Right.
So, what kind of co parent are we doing here? You don't get to say anything. You need to sit and say, I don't know, like you have been this whole episode. That's what you need to do. And then, last thing, with the whole release thing, and Robin was just like, I just don't know. I don't understand. If Robin truly believes in the authority of the church, like she says she does, because she says she want to live polygamy, and it's it runs through her veins, then you should accept that the church said that Cody abandoned Mary.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If they're the authority figure, they have the authority. They said it. That's it.
Right.
I don't.
Right. That, and that's the whole thing too, is that when like I didn't like the fact that she's trying to imply that Mary went there and lied.
Right.
First of all, you're Robin, irregardless of the fact that you're with Cody or not, and Cody's there running his mouth. Cody didn't even show up to the damn meeting. Cody don't know what happened. So there's no way Cody
Right.
can sit there and say, "Oh, she must have said this, and this is what she said, and she got in there and lied." You don't know what they said. You don't know what information they drew from, because from my understanding, the prophet in that the counselor or whoever
Mm-hmm.
makes the decision, they can draw from whatever they want. You could go there, like Mary could have went there and said, Cody never comes to my house, he never pays me or my kids attention, I haven't seen a dime, nickel, or bouncing ass check from him, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how long, and I want to get a separation because I feel like he abandoned me. And the church leadership could have said, no, you guys need to stay together, and that could have been that.
Exactly.
So that clearly they have some information about your situation to give her
Mm-hmm.
the release that she got. It might not very well. You don't know. Like you said, you have no idea. So you're doing yourself and the church a disservice by claiming that you understand why they did it. Or they
Mm-hmm.
must have done it because Cody's a good man. Maybe they don't think so.
Maybe don't. Maybe they don't
That's
think
it.
so. And like Christine said, you have 3 wives, 3 of 4 women leave him in
Mm-hmm.
pretty much rapid succession. His kids don't talk to him. They don't like him. If everybody around you has a problem with you, it's you.
Right.
It's you. It that's on you. It's not at everybody else. Like you're not being bullied. You're not being victimized. You're not being villainized. You're just a dick. Both
Right.
of you.
Right. Like it's your fault. Like
Right.
stop playing, stop playing. And I do appreciate Suki even saying, when Cody had tried to say that he wasn't going to go back and reflect on any of this because he doesn't have to, because these people are gone. And Suki even made the point. She said what I was thinking, and I'm sure a lot of people were thinking, is that
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason why you do some self-reflection when these relationships end isn't so you can go back and repair the relationship you lost. It's so you can improve your next relationships, whether it's the next relationship you get into or the relationships you currently have. You do a self-assessment. Maybe there are things about me that I need to change so that way I'm more, pliable with people,
Right.
more affable, so that people will trust me more, like me more, want to be around me more. Maybe it's something I can do. Maybe there's something I can improve. But
Mm-hmm.
I did everything perfect. And that's part of the reason why your relationships fell apart, because you thought you were perfect. Everybody else is messing up and you were doing everything okay. That's why you by yourself now. That's why you divorced like you are now. You know?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why he's gonna be divorced for Robin, because he doesn't know how to do any of that reflection.
Mhm.
He's gonna do the same things to Robin that he did to the other women. And for Robin, it probably may actually be worse because at least the OG3, they kind of knew that Cody didn't really like him. But for Robin, she really is sitting there confused. Like in the past seasons when she was like, well, he's just treating me so terribly because, he's mad at the other women. That character does not discriminate. You really sat up here and thought that because he was treating these other women trash and you was doing what you do on your hands and knees every night praying for him, that
Like a prayer.
you know that
If you know,
that
you
it was
know.
just going it was just going to move past you. Like it was going to skip your house. No. No, a snake bites whoever it want to bite,
Right.
and you're the only person there now.
Right.
So, and your kids are the only people there. So he's going around calling his other kids assholes and narcissists and everything like that. That's going to be your kids in a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We're not going to feel bad. I mean, I'm going to feel bad for the kids, but I'm not going to really have too much empathy for you if you want to sit up here and cry about it, cuz babe, you let it happen to all these other people.
Mm-hmm.
You allowed it to happen, and I'm almost done, I promise. And then, but even in one of the recent episodes when she was talking about Aspen, you egged it on. She
Right.
wanted Cody to sit up there and say something bad about Aspen. That's that's how they do it. She throws a little dig at one of his kids and he goes, "Oh yeah, they are da 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 da."
You know what? And I'll even add on to this. Like, and I mean this part. Not that I don't not mean other shit I say, but just from the heart. What kind of person like Robin knows the cameras are there. So
Mhm.
let's be very clear. Robin knows the cameras are there. Why are you trying to get Cody to talk shit about his daughter?
Mhm.
If he's okay with it, why are you addressing it like, oh, that's not a conversation, that's a confrontation. Sound like she's trying to blame you for stuff. And we know it's not your fault. So
Mhm.
she's coming at you sideways. What do you have to say about that? Say it to the camera, as Cody said. Say it to the camera. You know, like it's just don't be that person. Like just if he's okay with it, you be okay with it. Why are you getting into it anyway? Trying to
Right.
tell him that you have an enemy in Aspen. Why? Let him have his relationship. Stop being a weirdo. You know.
Right. Please, as Suki would say, y'all are being babies.
Right.
And she
Right.
was very nice about it because I personally think that they're punk ABs, but that's just my personal opinion. And I'll leave it there.
Now, I appreciate you calling that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I
No
appreciate it.
problem.
Fantastic points as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, Mega Mod, Brittany, not Brittany. Hold it down for us in the chat.
Good night.
Appreciate you. All right. But yeah, you know what? And Brittany makes some good points. Like when push him down the shove, if Robin wants to be that person, if you would get a lot more traction out of being that positive person. And I do think that there's also a point where if we're going to draw a bigger comparison in the culture of the ladies in the AUB, I think there's also the point where we look at it and say that this is something that she's learned, because even in her negativity, Robin has learned that you can be negative, you can talk trash, you can be that person, but the best way for you to do it is to talk your trash, throw your stones, hide your hands. So talk your trash, pretend like you're being sweet and innocent, and oh my, what, I said that? Oh my goodness, I'm trying to be very nonpartisan. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be a part of one party or the other party. I just want to be in the middle. I just want to be a peacemaker. But these ladies are wrong, and I think they're lying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, You can't be the peacemaker. You calling me a liar, especially when I'm not lying. So I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. But let me check one thing before we go. Oh, we had one from Inhalation Aerosols 49 Super Chat. I am late, but can we talk about Cody thinking David was flirting with Robin? Well, he said now that Cody he wasn't flirting with Robin because Cody don't want no smoke with David. You know, when he smoked with him, he changed his mind. He said, you know what? Maybe David pulled him up. They said they talked a couple times after that initial meeting. Maybe David pulled his ass up. Might have pulled him close, said some secret, said that magic words to him. You know, that men often say to each other. Dude, I will slap the shit out of you. You say something else. All right, man. Have a good one. You keep talking trash about my wife, eh? You'll see what happens. Oh no, David's a nice guy. He's a friendly person. So maybe David had a couple of conversations with him. But you know what? And the messed up part about it is that even when I saw that, he was sitting there talking to Robin the whole time. Yeah, if Robin's the one who's talking, Robin's the one who was sitting there smiling, trying to find out information about David, like how much you make, what you worth. You looking for another wife? I might be looking for another husband, like that kind of stuff. So Robin was the one talking to him. So yeah, he's going to talk to the one who's talking. Like I'm going to talk to the one who's talking to me. If you want to sit there and be silent and chew on your lips because you mad that I was watching your grandbabies, oh well. You should be around for them. Maybe if you was doing it, I wouldn't have to do it. How about that? So it is what it is. But see, I did hear, and it does make sense, especially in this culture. There are guys who are in kind of these macho men cultures that they don't want their wives talking to any men. They get insulted when their wives deal with men on any level. So, I'm here, I'm standing here. But and a lot of that too is a thing of one, they think that every man is trying to get their women, and then two, they don't think women are equal to them. So you should not talk to somebody from my household, somebody who I'm responsible for and somebody I'm taking care of, because that belongs to me. So you should address me and not address her. But, if you're a normal human being, you talk to the person who's talking to you. Simple as that. So, yeah, when it comes to that kind of stuff, if you talking to me, I'll talk to you. If I was to I don't know, it'd be such a long time until I run into an ex, but if I ran into somebody I was, with at some point and they have their significant other, I'll talk to whoever. I don't care. It is what it is. But thank you so much, Inhalation Aerosols. Appreciate you. All right, guys. It was he got to eat and clear his throat incessantly. Yeah, that's the way it works. You know how we do it. He just wanted to let whoever you was talking to know that he was there. That's what that was. Guys do stuff like that. Side note, my man was quiet the whole time I've been listening. Then as soon as I get on the call, he got to eat and clear his throat incessantly. Yeah, you know how it is. You know how it go. Ladies do the same thing. Same thing. If there's any fellas listening to, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you in your car, you pick your lady up, and then you take her somewhere, y'all go out or whatever the case may be, when you drop her off, if you get out of the car, go over to the passenger side, open the door, look in the door, look under the seat, look in the glove box, and I bet you money you're going to find something that belongs to her in there, in that car. Whether it's a comb, a brush, or anything, you're going to find something to indicate to whoever sits in that car next that she was up in there. And that's what she gonna use when she trying to snatch wigs off of somebody's head for being up in there. Oh, you knew he was with me, sucker, because I left the markings, you know. So yeah, I understand, bro. I got you. I got you. He's like, excuse me. Pardon me. I had to clear my throat that time. You understand what was happening? Sorry, Brittany, not Brittany, baby. Let whoever was on the phone know I'm here. That's the you know, that's the that's the equivalent of say my name, say my name. You know what I mean? Whoever you talking to know that you got a man and he is home and he is present. Nothing wrong with that. I love when the men in my family come in during sister wives' lives and for dumbass questions. You know how it is. I'm saying, you know, I ain't mad. I've been on my lady for so long. You know, so you see stuff like that, it is what it is. It's just part of the field, baby. Part of the field. You know? They come in and like they leave their had things or whatever in the car. They be in the house looking for one. Well, hey babe, I think I saw one of them in my car. No, you leave that where it is. Well, I mean, if you looking for one, I got one in my car. I can give you that one. No, that one's fine. It's fine where it is. You leave that right where it is. I know where that one is too. Thank you. I don't know. My wife don't do that as much anymore. When we was first dating, yeah, boy. I had all kinds of stuff in my car. From everything from sunglasses to hair ties to anything just in the car. Like, I'm surprised if she had a jersey with her name on it, I'm sure she left that shit in the car. Yeah. So there's no mistake. Let's see. Spicy Rita's. James spilling the facts. Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah, it's part of the ritual. And I ain't mad. You know what I mean? It is what it is. All of a sudden, that goes back to what I was saying last week about that giggling shit. Like you being there giggling, all of a sudden your wife gonna start asking you questions. Hey, babe, what you want to watch on TV? Babe, I'm on the phone right now. Okay, oh my fault. I'm sorry, babe. And she gonna call you baby and shit, babe, and honey, sweetie, all that bullshit. You know, what you want to eat then? I'm gonna go ahead and get something to eat for us. What you want to eat? If you got kids, well, I'm gonna feed the kids, our kids together. You gonna cut that kiki shit out. That's what I know. And then whoever get over here, there ain't gonna be no misunderstandings. Oh, I didn't know he had somebody. Oh, you knew. You knew because when you was on the phone with him, I was talking loud as hell. I know, no, sweetie. I knew you called. I knew that was you. You're right. Those kids. That's right. Those kids we made together. And that you are still responsible for financially, whether we're together or not. So make sure girlfriend know that shit. That if you leave, and I mean, you might be taking these little hammers with you. These little crumb crushers might be coming for the ride. Or if she want to move in, that's fine. Just tell her to start. Which bill she want to pay. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I can dig it. I can dig it. I ain't trying to get Brittany in trouble. Or more to the point, if I'm gonna be honest, I ain't trying to get a man in trouble. You know how I go. There it is. That's true too. I never go after another woman. The man is who done me wrong. I 100% agree with that, and I think it's foolish if you go after the other person. But I will draw one exception. Unless I have a separate and independent relationship with the other person, guy or girl, whatever. If you're cheating on me with somebody else, I'm mad at you for violating our commitment. We have a commitment with each other. Nobody else was there. Nobody else made the promise. Nobody else signed off on it. I get that. But if you're my friend, you're my brother, you're my relative, and you're cheating with my lady, then we have a problem, not because she did what she did. We have a problem because you did what you did, the betrayal you did to me. That's the only exception I have to this particular rule. Like, I never go after the other person. It's your significant other who did you wrong. I 100% agree with that, because I think it's a waste of time blaming the other person. Because your person made the choice. I don't care if they threw it at you or not. So if you made the commitment, it's on you. You broke your commitment to me. But brothers, like I said, my brother, that's a loyalty question. You're not loyal to me. So in that case, yeah, I'll go after that. Oh, you want to say, oh no, that's a whole other story. Yeah, it's not, but again, I'm not jumping on you because you were cheating with my lady. I'm jumping on you because you betrayed me. There's a difference. Like, understand that there's a difference. And I will explain it, during the course of it. Yeah. Remember when you was, well, maybe some of y'all don't know about that, but when when you're a kid and your mom be tearing them cheeks up and she be talking to you in between, why you gonna do that? That kind of stuff. That's where I'm gonna be at. I thought you was my friend. You knew that was my lady. How you gonna let that woman come between us? She didn't. You did, dummy. That's where I'm at. I don't know what's wrong, man. I'm on a tangent tonight, on a tear with the each syllable. Yeah, we spelling that out. I might have to break that down on the old school rap game, like BEAT YOURASS. Beat your ass, like it's gonna get gritty. Especially you give me flashbacks. Everybody know about that. If you know, you know. Not everybody know about that. Some people, have the benefit of being able. Maybe I'll say it this way: some kids were smart enough. You could tell them not to do some stuff, and they wouldn't do it. I wasn't one of those kids, so it was what it was. My mama had to do what she had to do. My mom and dad had to do what they had to do in order to make sure, I turned out right. Sometimes you got to bang a piece of rod to get it to go straight. You understand what I mean? 'Twas what it was. Was this women like to fix men to feel needed? And you know what? I think that goes both ways. If you listen to most of the manosphere, like most of them guys on the manosphere, the shit that they complain about, oh, she's the OnlyFans model. She like going to the club. Like apparently every woman in the world go to the club and, and do OnlyFans. But they spend so much time arguing. And I've seen some of the content. I've seen some of the arguments. I've seen some of the discussions. And my question is always this. If that's not what you want, why are you arguing with these, especially young girls? Usually it's like some 50-year-old dude chastising some 20-year-old young lady, right? And my thing has always been, one, it's probably not appropriate for you to really be worried about what she's doing and who she's doing it with in the first place. But okay, fine. Maybe you guys are in a situation where she might date you because you guys are in Miami or one of those hot spots. But if she's not what you want, why are you trying to browbeat her into becoming something different? Why are you trying to make her into something that she's not? Why don't you just go get a woman who is the kind of woman that you would want to date? There are plenty of women who don't go to the club or if they do go to the club, they drink responsibly, they hang out responsibly, they act like they got jobs and shit. So they go to the club, they have a good time, and then they bring their ass home. There's plenty of women that do that. In fact, I knew a ton of them when I was, young enough to be going into the clubs all the time. So you don't have to go out with that kind of woman. And the only reason why you would sit there and argue with them is because you're sitting there like Jody said, on the flip side of it, you're a guy who's trying to fix somebody. Instead of trying to fix somebody, get a fixer-upper. Don't get a fixer-upper. Get a complete with potential. I mean, there's a damn difference. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody, especially a young person, dating somebody who has a certain level of potential. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're sitting there saying, I'm going to have to get in there and change this person's whole perspective on life around so that they are dateable, so it's suitable to date them, then you are wasting your time. And that's, sad to say, that's pretty much where that's exactly what we saw described on Sister Wives tonight, because that was basically what Cody's complaint was. I wanted these women to be Robin. So I was trying to get them, according to him, I don't believe the story, but according to him, he was trying to get them suited and booted and kitted up so that they could actually become Robin. The problem is that Christine, Mary, and Janelle aren't Robin. Christine, Mary, and Janelle are Christine, Mary, and Janelle. And that's who they're going to be. So why are you trying to turn them into somebody they're not? And I'm gonna do a video on that, because I think there's another flip side to it that we should really talk about. Just kind of that, my perspective on Cody's position and just man to man, like what he said and the stupidity of what he said. Yeah, that is a lack of maturity. I can change that person. Yeah, you're just wasting your time. Trying to change people, you're wasting your time. Because you're not going to change the person. You may, at best case scenario, change behavior. But eventually the behavior is like feeling happy or sad. 1 minute I could do one thing one day, the next day I could do something totally different. Yeah, but before I go, I got to show you guys the thumbnail. This is the video I will be releasing actually right when we get off. I'll be putting this video out. I don't see it. Ruh-roh. There it is. All right, it doesn't work. Oh, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have to upload it so you guys can see the thumbnail of justice. The thumbnail of justice. Because I have a because it's ironic that they were talking about like moving on, letting go, and that kind of stuff. The next video that I have coming out, and for some reason I can't. Oh, it's the clips. The next video I have coming out is actually talking about that very subject. And so thank you, Cody. Thank you, Suki, for basically giving me a little bit of a transition into my Monday motivation video. So this is the Monday motivation video that I have coming out. It's called Let Them Go. And I kind of talk about some of that, like being able to let folks go and dealing with that situation. So if you guys want to check it out, that's what it looks like. Let them go. It's not worth it. Let them go. And it's just dealing with like things that I've learned or observed from just kind of holding on to people for too long. Dealing with relationships where maybe you aren't being treated the way you should be treated, and why we choose to hang on to those relationships, steps we could take in order to break free of those relationships, and why we should. So just put that out for Monday motivation. That'll, you know what? I'll release it in the morning because that way it won't come out like crazy late because otherwise the algorithm won't pick it up. And no one will be able to see it. So yeah, we'll do that. That'll be the video for tomorrow's Monday motivation. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start releasing the Monday motivations early on Friday, and so that way the members can see them on Friday early, and then we'll have the Monday motivation video released on Monday. Also, I think that at least once a month or maybe twice a month, I'm going to do a members call where you guys can call in and we can have a conversation and stuff. So that should be fun. Ty sent in a super chat, $4.99. Thank you so much. Your thoughts on Robin seeing the clip with Mary and Kay during the move when Cody was being nice to her. Yeah. You know what? I think that Robin was excited at the fact because in her mind, it's not so much. Here's the weird twist. I don't think Robin was excited because she wanted to try to come off like she was excited about Cody being nice to Robin or being nice to Mary. And that's why she was okay with it. And it was cool. But I think she's okay with Cody not being with Mary. Clearly, she's okay with that. But I think that she thinks she looks good in that clip because she's showing that I'm okay with it and I'm encouraging them to get along. And this is why I thought they were going to get along and why I am justified and vindicated and thinking that they actually had a good relationship. And so therefore, even though I have all the money, I have the man to myself, and I have all these things, I'm completely vindicated because, as you can tell, it looks like they're getting along great. And it's not my fault that they broke up. It had nothing to do with me because I'm the innocent one. And I think that that's why she was sitting there smiling like a little psychopath. I think that's what it was. Like, I don't think it was because necessarily she was offended or she was moved either way about what's his name, Nathan pushing the bike up on Mary and pushing Mary into Cody in a sexual manner. Like, I genuinely think that Robin doesn't care about that kind of stuff. I don't think she's afraid or intimidated by Cody sleeping with Mary, because if anything, she was pimping his ass out. Can I say that? I think I can. She was pimping him out to them other women. You need to go over to Mary's house. You need to go over to Janelle's house. You need to go over to Christine's house. We got to keep this family together. Got to keep them checks rolling in. So you need to go do what you need to do because mama need a new pair of shoes. I don't know why you sitting on your ass watching these cars go past. You need to beat your feet on that concrete and go get my money, player. You know what I mean? Man, jump on that bike like a bicycle clown. And I think I don't think she's really jealous or offended because I genuinely don't think the same way Cody said that he didn't respect Christine and he didn't respect Mary, Janelle, or Christine. He respected Mary the most. He respected Mary more than he respected Janelle, and he respected Mary and Janelle more than he respected Christine. That's the exact quote. I don't think Robin respects any of them. And I don't think she's intimidated by any of them. So if he's getting pushed on them or he's flirting with them, I don't think she cares because she thinks she's better than them anyway. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm coming down on it. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't want to go to a super dark place, but the only place that road leads me is to a very dark place with like from Robin's perspective. Like, I don't think she's looking at it from like, this is a sunshiny time and the two of them could actually get back together. And I'm hoping that they could work it out, because if we're going to keep it all the way a buck, if Robin was really worried about Cody working it out with Mary, when she should have sent Cody over to Mary's house? During COVID. Because as much as they talked about like, oh, Cody can't go over to see Janelle, Cody can't go over to see Christine. Cody, Mary is sitting over there by herself and she is following the rules. She's obeying you. She's doing everything you want her to do. Everything you're complaining about these other women not doing, Mary is doing. And she was intentionally doing the thing that you have been asking these other women to do, and they were basically ignoring you. She was doing it intentionally. Why don't you go over there and hang out with Mary? Oh, it was the first time me and Mary hung out and she was kind of cool. No, Mary would have been that cool if you would have bothered to go over to a house at any time during COVID. You would have saw that Mary would have acted with you the same way she did the last day you saw her. So that whole story, I don't believe none of that story either. I think that both of them are very dark in the sense that they have no problems playing with other people's emotions. And it's playing with people's money. You play with my money, you play with my emotions, Smokey. Some people get that as from Friday. Chris Tucker and I forget the other actor's name. But Big Worm. But I think it's way darker that they're so comfortable playing with the emotions of these other women, trying to manipulate them so that they can get the things that they want the way they want them and not caring about the emotional fallout. I think it's very disturbing. And again, I think it's like there is a point where like us talking about the past and where sister wives are and keeping the show going and the tell all and everything else. Not to be a jackass about it, but for the three wives, OG3, this is a very dark time. Like, because we're not really talking about like the early years of the happy years of their marriages or anymore. We're only talking about the painful breakups of this marriage. And yeah, it hurts Cody, but it's got to hurt them. And even watching Christine demonstrated that she's deeply not only embarrassed about the way Cody treated her and the way she looked and the way, how pathetic she felt in that situation, whether it was her fault or not. This is how she feels. She's humiliated about her time with Cody. And Sister Wives, TLC, we're not doing her, even YouTubers. I mean, honestly, we're not really doing her any favors at this point because we're dredging up like her humiliations, the worst point in her life. The fact that you are with a man and so desperate to be with a man, and this would be something that would bother me if I was in Christine's shoes. I blame Cody about what happened with Isabel, hands down. I blamed him before when it first happened. I blame him now. But the thing is that Christine, she was in a position where she felt like she was heartbroken that this happened. She felt like she put her kid in a position where she could have her heart broken, be disappointed by this man. The fact that it took her so long to figure out who he was and leave him, that's something that she has to carry around too. That's a lot of weight. Like she has a lot of baggage. Christina has a lot of baggage because of her desire to try to stay in this relationship and fight for this relationship. And this, by us constantly reminding her of this relationship, especially now that she's trying to move on to be happy, it's very cruel. This is a very cruel situation. So from that respect, again, especially in light of the fact that Cody and Robin want to be done, let them be done. And let Christine start living and talking about and celebrating her current life with her current husband. Let Janelle start living and celebrating her current life with her daughter, her son-in-law, her grandchildren, the land that she's trying to build and cultivate down there, and the life she's trying to make down in North Carolina. Same thing with Mary. We're dragging Mary through the damn catfish thing. I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm pistol whipping a puppy talking about the catfish with Mary. Like she's already embarrassed and humiliated enough. Like how many times we gotta beat this woman up because she made a bad choice? And to be honest with you, I'm where Brittany is. Like if she went, if all was right in the world, she would have went out. Dude would have been real, and she would have, she'd have got turned up. She'd have got, guts beat up. She got twisted out, and it all been good, But things didn't work out for her. But so that's a humiliation. Not only does she have the humiliation of so-called cheating on Cody and cheating on betraying the family, but then you also have the additional humiliation of the person who you were trying to cheat with not being what you expected them to be. And especially, and like I said, orientation, no matter how open-minded you may be, your orientation is something extremely personal. And for somebody to deceive you on that level is even more humiliation that's tied into this. So for the sake of the OG3 and their mental health, I think that should be the close of these particular relationships. We as a viewership, as a show, should move on from those past disgraces, humiliations, hard times, and difficult moments, and move on to bigger, brighter days to see where they're going. What does life hold for them now moving forward, as opposed to looking back? Even in most of my videos, I talk about that. How do you move? How do you reach for the future if you're always holding on to the past? And because of the involvement of the show, and because they're trying to involve Cody and Robin, they're forcing these women to try to hold on to the past. And that's only damaging to them. It could be damaging to their relationships with their kids. So it's really time for us to, like, as TLC, it's time for you guys to let the catfish shit go, let it rest, let it sleep, let those sleeping dogs lie. They're not together no more. They aren't going to get back together. Robin ain't showing up to Mary's house because she convinced Cody to start trying to date Mary again. Mary has no interest in going back out with Cody. Cool beans. It is what it is. Let's move on. But again, I think the reason why primarily that they have to keep going backwards is that Robin and Cody aren't giving anything moving forward. They aren't contributing anything. And if they want to include them in the show, the only way they can be included in the show is if they keep going back. You know what I mean? So it's kind of where I'm at. What is this? I agree with the Dark Place because it's a parallel of a victim facing a abuser before they are ready. Yeah. And and who the hell wants to, I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. If it was me and I got tricked out, like there was, I'm ready to cheat on my wife, break up my house, my happy home and shit, because I met some girl at a dark ass club, and I'm like, oh man, you don't understand what I'm working with. And Slimmy is looking good, boy. She all that, son. Watch me move, son. Watch me move. Telling your buddy, watch me move, son. Watch me move. And you go over there. They come over and they be like, oh, James, what's up, man? You jealous, ain't you? You ain't never seen something like this, James. Yes. And you find out the person that you're with isn't what you think they are, and it's something that's not, necessarily something you can accept. Nothing against them. It's nothing, just something you can't accept. It's hard. It's hard. That, and and if you experience that, why would you wouldn't want that to be public? If you're dating somebody, it doesn't have to be just sexual. You're dating somebody, you think that your person you're dating is a successful person, oh, they have a great job, they own their own company or whatever the case may be, or they bossing it up, they doing their thing. And then you find out not only do they not own their own company, they not employed. Not only are they not employed, they living off their mama. They stealing their grandmama's Social Security checks. And then you want that broadcast all over television. And then the worst part about it is, would you want to broadcast all over television and talk about it for 10 damn years? I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it a buck. I wouldn't want to do that. I want somebody talking about my ass for 5 or 10 years. Talking about, how I got tricked. Remember that time you got tricked, James? And that's the thing, too. Like, at some point, I'll probably do a video about that. People who use that, like, mistakes or things that you go through as a means of control, too. Because it's a limiting factor in that. Like, somebody who constantly reminds you of that time that you messed up, or the time you made a mistake, or the time that you got in trouble or whatever the case may be. And every time you get ready to do something, they remind you of, yeah, remember, oh man, you about to go for that job interview? That's your dream job, ain't it? Yeah, I know, right? That's amazing, man. They're going to triple your salary and they're going, oh, wow, that's incredible. Yeah, hopefully it don't turn out like that last time when you got fired. Remember how bad you felt and you didn't even really want that job and you got fired off of it? You was crying and shit. Oh, man, you felt so bad. And you messed that whole thing up. And you didn't even want that job. You was like way too qualified for that job. You messed that job up. So imagine what's going to happen when you get over there with your dream job. Oh my goodness. Like if you lose that one, that'll probably break you and stuff. But good luck. And you know what I mean? People like that will limit you because you never can move past your mistake. I can't grow past my mistake. I can't be a different person. I always got to be like, I think that Mary or I think it was Janelle brought up a good point. Like in response, she said something that my wife had said about even Christine when they were talking about Cody being scared of telling Mary he didn't want to be with her anymore, wanted a divorce, and he didn't know how she was going to act. And Christine was like, yeah, because Mary, the way Mary was, like, yeah, it's not fair for you to judge me how I used to act when I was 20. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be honest. I let a little bit of it slide tonight, but I'm gonna be honest. James today is a different person. Well, I mean, I was fundamentally the same person, so like the same moral code for the most part. But I wasn't really one to be putting up with a whole lot of stuff. I wasn't really that one. So the Lord been working on me. He ain't done yet though, y'all. So give me a break. But Jay, you can't say that if you knew me 20 years ago or 30 years ago or when I was a kid and you try to say that I'm the same person, that's not fair to me. I've grown, I've developed, I've changed a lot of things. A lot of my positions on things may have changed, or at least my approaches to certain things have changed. Like it's not fair. So if Mary was a certain way when she was 20 years old, trying to figure it out with a bunch of people living in the house, everybody's struggling, you got a new family, you got kids, you listening to your wife and his new wife banging out and through damn paper thin walls. Yeah, that can mess with you. That can mess with you. So where Mary was when she was 20, 19, 20, 25 years old is most likely completely different than where she is now. And it's not fair that you're still trying to judge her or hold her to the account for things that she was doing 20 years ago. No more than it's fair for you to try to hold her account for things that she did 5-10 years ago with the catfish. Right? Especially being as though she didn't know that she could leave the relationship. She didn't know she could be happy. She didn't know that she could find something else that she could move on. And it was okay for her not to be in this type of relationship and that she could go. And she didn't feel empowered to do so. Whereas now, maybe if you take Mary today with everything that she's known, she's experienced, she very well may have done the right thing from the beginning, which would have been not necessarily go after a catfish, but she would have just up and left, packed the bag, or just told Cody, don't come back to the this end of the cul-de-sac no more. And been done that way. You know what I mean? Like give people a chance to change. Like give them a chance to be the people that they want to be. So I think that's the thing too. But guys, I'm gonna let you go because we've already gone for 2.5. I said I was only gonna do 2 hours. I'm getting better, but it's still pretty bad. Talking, yep. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Before we go, let me give a huge shout out to everybody who called in. I appreciate you guys' perspectives. Let's give a shout out to the folks who left super chats. Kathy Ferran up in the house. Tanya Johnson in the house. We got Ty up in Cha. We got Herada's Ma up in the house. Of course, we got Brittany, not Brittany, holding down for a player. One of the mega mods. We got Inhalation Aerosols up in the house. I still owe you an email, Inhalation Aerosol. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Hook it up. What is this? Ty $1.99 super chat. Did Kotex use them? And when do you think it began? I think for sure they were They were reliant on one another. But once Robin came into the family, I think that the entire cultural dynamic and interpersonal relationship dynamic changed between Cody and how he approached his wives, as well as their relationship with money. Because Cody very well may have always been greedy and selfish. I don't think that that's a new state of affairs. But when you have additional resources, or what we'll call residual resources or excessive resources, where you have more money, like you pay all your bills and you have money left over. And when you have that money, which is a new phenomenon for them, because usually they were like one step behind their bills. Like they pay Rob Peter to pay Paul type thing. Like you pay the light bill and you'll be late on your heating bill, or you pay your light bill and stuff during the summer because that's your air conditioners and your fans, and then you pay your heat and gas, or if you have propane, you pay that oil. You pay that during the wintertime because you need the heat. Like that kind of thing. That sounds like the type of existence they had. Right. But when they get the show, and then all of a sudden you get the show, there's money coming in, all their bills are getting paid, or they're figuring out how they can pay their bills. And more importantly, Cody is in a situation where he has the type of woman that he wants in Robin. Then the other wives merely become a means to an end. And I think that fundamentally changed the dynamics of their relationship, especially when Robin came in and she wanted, not only was Cody into Robin, but she also introduced the idea of the living separately as a family and being okay with living separately. Even when they lived separately, I think ultimately, because they didn't live together the whole marriage, like the OG3 plus Cody. They didn't live together the whole marriage. But that was always kind of the dream, that they would all live as one family in one place, and the kids would all consider each other brother and sister because they were raised together. That was always kind of the dream. And then when they were finally in a position where that could finally happen, you have a person come in and present the idea that we can all live separately. We could all have estates. We could all have our own separate individual independent property that we own separately and apart from everybody else. And those fundamental changes led down the road where Cody didn't see the OG3 as partners to be worked with. He saw them as either obstacles to be overrun or negotiated around, or tools to be used. And I think that's where I honestly think that's where the subtle change came in. And I don't think it happened all at once, which is kind of the frog in the water, like the boiling water and the frog. You put a frog in the boiling water, it'll jump right out because it realizes the water is hot. But if you put a frog in a pot and you slowly turn the water up, by the time it realizes the water is too hot and it's starting to boil, it's too weak to get out. And I think that's pretty much where the wives were, if that makes sense. But thank you so much, Ty. I appreciate your support of the channel. Let me give you a little something. And your good questions, good questions. Give you a little something. Yeah, but that's just kind of where I think it is. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Okay, tick for car. Yeah, I want everybody to have a fantastic day. Let me give a huge shout out to Brittany, not Brittany, the Mega Mod. I didn't see Carmel Cuties or Lizzie B tonight, but I'm gonna give a shout out to them as well because they're awesome, per usual. And that's just how I do shit. Whether you in the house or not, I'm either thinking about you or thinking. I will also want to make sure I thank everybody who not only calls in or sends in super chats, but just being here watching this show. I appreciate you guys supporting us with your time, your attention, and more importantly, your comments and things like that you put into the comment box. Speaking of which, if you guys want to reach out, I do a Thursday show live The SpeakPipe show. SpeakPipe information is right here. Speakpipe.com/my take on reality. You can leave a 90-second message or a couple of them and just give your thoughts like, hey, I was thinking this, that, and other. Whether it's Sister Wives, my Monday morning motivations, or any one of the shows I cover, even just the issue or question in general. You could leave that message. We'll talk about it on Thursday. Also, it's just a way for you to be able to, participate in the show more. And then also, guys, if you don't want to have your name read out loud or you don't want your message played, just tell me like up front, like, or put it in the description. Like, don't play online, or just say, guys, just between me and you, whatever you want to say, and then leave your message, okay? And I won't put it on. Or if you want to just ask a question or make a point, and then have me respond to that point, just say, I don't mind, please don't play it, and just say these are my thoughts on such and such, and I'll try to craft it or summarize it, and then respond to it that way. If that makes sense. All right. So it's just, like I said, it's just another way for you guys to be able to participate. All right, because you make the channel more so than I. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let me give you guys a little something for everybody who hung in with me for this long. Let's get a little something. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will be dropping videos this week. I have hopefully I got some workflow stuff where I'll be able to turn more videos out. I'm trying to find that niche where I can, that special flavor where I can balance, where I can get more videos out or more content up for you guys to be able to enjoy. Hopefully this week I found a fix. Fingers crossed. Let me know if you guys like it. That's my take. Make sure you check out the Monday morning motivation video, and I'll be dropping something about Sister Wives, especially about specifically talking about last week's part 1, and then I'm going to start dropping my thoughts on part 2 this week as well. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Brittany, not Brittany, salute. Thank you so much. My mega mod in the house. That's my take. I'm James. This has been my take on reality, and I'm out. Have a good night, guys.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.